Oh, how nice. YouTube actually, like, did the thing correctly. Cool, man. Thanks, YouTube. You did it. You did the thing that I needed you to do. Okay. There we go. Now I have to worry about if Discord decides to make me more uh too loud or too quiet for everybody else, because it's decided that it wants to uh utilize, or I don't know, man. Something has changed with my microphone settings, but it's not in my actual microphone settings, right? It's in Discord, right? Um Discord has changed, unfortunately. I don't know what it is. They did something with, like, what was it? They did something with the automatic gain control settings. It happened in the vampire session that's going to come out tomorrow. Literally had to leave it in, but yeah, it's I took mine off as well of the enhanced gain shit, and for some reason it makes me incredibly quiet in Discord, and I have to, like, eat my microphone in Discord for it to work now, right? Um and but like for OBS and everything else, I sound fine when I'm, like, not eating my mic. So I don't know what's going on. If I'm a little louder, I apologize. Um I'll work with it on the fly. Because I'm never 100% good with audio settings, apparently. So it's always going to be a problem. Hello, Timothy. How you doing? Hello, Pizza Funk. I see you. What's up? Welcome. Welcome back to Table Talk Discussion and Discourse. I, as always, am your host, Alejo, aka Great on 95, and welcome to year 7. Welcome to the beginning of year 7 for the show. Um, it, Crazy, huh? We've been around a year, more. So, oh, we're closer to a decade of doing this than we are to not. Time needs to stop. I agree. It's crazy, man. You ever, like, think about how, like, time just kind of keeps on ticking and all that shit, you know? You ever think about that? Woo, 7. Thank you. So, apologies for no stream last week, but last week was the time where I was apparently going to die of cold. Thankfully I didn't, as I'm here. But yeah, no, the forecast for my area has been pretty grim. And literally, like, to go to work, I, like, crested my car across an ice barrier, basically, that was made um because they plowed my road once, and then it all froze because of freezing rain. So It wasn't great. Had to go borrow and like an ice pick basically from my mom, and had to do that. Like I took half the day off that day so I could get back here and pick at the ice and shovel it all up and like get through. And don't get me wrong, I'm an idiot, right? I didn't do anything to prepare for this. I knew it was coming. Oh, absolutely, I knew it was coming. You want to know what I did? I played Timberborn, the game where you're controlling a colony of beavers to set up a society. It's a great game. Love that game. But as I was playing it, I was like, I should really go and like shovel and shit so that I'm not like locked into my house before work. And then it was 2 a.m. and I went, shit, I gotta go to bed. So I went to bed. You Titanic your car? Yes, I did. And by the way, I didn't even go to bed and sleep. I didn't sleep that night. So that was fun. I Titanic'd my car um with an inability to be awake as easily. It was great. It was really good. So I also found out that my lungs and throat are incredibly weak because if I do stuff out in the really dry air, I come back in and I'm coughing to the point of like nearly throwing up. So that's pretty fun. That's been me this week. I haven't gone outside too much. I should. I'm going to have to tomorrow to shovel my driveway again because it's snowing now. It's been snowing for a couple of days now. And this time I'm gonna actually like make it so that I'm not doing the same thing that I did before. But this time it's just powder snow, so I should be okay. We'll see. Game about beavers, yes. Timberborn, great game. It's a settlement kind of game. Settlement? I can't remember how. City builder. There we go. A city builder kind of game, right? And yeah, it's pretty good. I've been playing it a lot. I had to reenact Sherman's March Across the South last week. Hope everyone recovers okay. I nearly died, dude. But thanks, yeah. I've already. Yeah, no. It was a miserable week. Let's just go with that. I haven't been sleeping well at all, either, which is great. So it's been good. I'm glad we're starting off year 7, the right way. But no, I mean, hopefully it's okay tomorrow. I mean, I'm not gonna push myself too hard so I don't die. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Didn't get much snow lately. That's good. I'm glad for you. I'm glad. I was on the lookout for terrorist trees. What? That's fair. But like what? You mean ones that like take down the power and stuff? Anywho, Aiden won't be here tonight. Yeah, the exploding ones. Oh, I heard about that. Yeah. I've seen videos of trees exploding just in general because it was so cold. And then I heard that was happening. In I think up in Maine, where I'm originally from, and I was like, oh shit, dude. Kind of like that sucks, but also like that's kind of cool. Sucks real bad. I don't think it got that bad down here, so we're losing the war on terror. True. Trees explode from the cold. Yeah, so like the water inside freezes to the point where it like explodes. It's crazy. You should look it up. It's fucked up that it's like a real thing. Side of the bumpity bombs need an upgrade. Fair. There you go. Anyway, so like I was saying, Aiden's not gonna be here tonight, unfortunately. Boo, I don't know if he's gonna be here either. He was around before, but I don't know if he's taking a nap or was taking a nap before the show. Either way, I'll be here, and we're gonna look at Daggerheart today. So we're gonna start the year off strong, thinking about the game that has a weapon and a body part. So exciting. Now, I've never looked at the Daggerheart books. I've never played Daggerheart. I have an opportunity. So I will see how it goes. But yeah, from this video, it's an interesting circumstance because a lot of people think that it's very generic. And I don't know. I don't know anything about it. So I'm glad you're feeling better, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope everybody was doing well this past couple of weeks. It's been a time, hasn't it? It has been a time. I didn't think it would be so bad, honestly, but it was kind of bad. Anyway, yeah, so this video is called Daggerheart 15 sessions later, a post-mortem review. This is brought to us by Egregious Games, or Egregious Games, depends, I don't know. I'm assuming it's egregious, but we'll see. And I think this video is about, like, 10 months old or something, I'm not sure. It's a pretty long one. Looks like it's about 40 minutes, 39 minutes, in fact, and 3 seconds. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so I'm interested to see what other people have to say about Daggerheart, because it's one of those things that it kind of, we've talked about it before, it kind of just came and went, you know? From just glancing over the source book, I think it looks a bit like just a modded D&D. See, that's the thing. I'm wondering what, and again, we'll get into it a little bit more here with the video, I assume, since it is quote unquote long. This isn't very long for a lot of standards, but it's a longer video than you would usually see on these things. And yeah, I want to know what it's about. What is it that makes it worth the time, I guess. So, here we go.
E-G-G, Egregious Games.
There you go. Egregious Games. Also, nice. Like that.
Hi, my name's Greg. I'm a TTRPG aficionado and game designer, and I need to talk about Daggerheart. Before we go into this, let me preface this by saying I never go into anything looking to hate it.
You don't need to do this. I'm sorry. You don't need to do this. Like, I get it. I understand you're talking to the people who are diehard fans who are going to hate you if you say anything bad about their precious thing. I get that. You don't need to do this. Don't do that. It's fine.
Not some kind of outrage bait, own the libs video or anything like that. I've been watching Critical Role since the days we could barely hear the dialogue, and I wanted to like Daggerheart. So if you're one of the many people who enjoy the game, then my experience doesn't invalidate yours. I'm well aware that a lot of people really love this game, to the point where I didn't want to make this video.
Dude, no, don't do this. Don't start with the... I never wanted to make this video. I never wanted to. Like... Oh, all he needed to do was sigh, and then we've got, like, the trifecta, dude. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Oh, man. I don't watch videos like this. Are you kidding me? Okay. Of course, I don't really mind having a way to play D&D without paying WotC for D&D. That's fair, yeah. He looks like me with a bit of different colored hair. Yeah, fair. Some weird vibes already, yeah. I never wanted to make this 40-minute video. Hey, man. Yeah, dude. It's so... so true, right? Like... I definitely, I have a lot to say, and I never wanted to make this bashing on the like, dude, just make the video, okay? It's healthy to have criticism. I'm sorry. Even if you're shit at your criticism, okay? Even if you, even if you're wrong, okay? Even if you're wrong about, the criticism, it's still fine for you to make the video, okay? You don't have to apologize for it by preemptively saying, I didn't go into this hating it. I didn't go into this, like, wanting to make this video. It's like, dude, just make the fucking video. It's fine. I think if you get past the 10-minute mark, you wanted to make the video. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Own the libs. Who does he think he might sound like? I don't know. Well, that's the thing. From this start, it's a weird start, because it's like, who are you talking to? Okay, do you really think that the fans of Critical Role and all of this stuff, like, are that bad that they're like, oh, anything negative about our precious, system is going to, like, make us very upset? I don't do that, Don't make people, like, don't put that image into people's minds that you think that they're like that. Because I doubt that they are. I really do. Anyway.
Because I don't want to shit in anyone's cornflakes.
Whatever,
but
dude.
Here I am. Because as someone who's incredibly passionate about game design, I had to get my feelings about this game out. And I am not going to hold anything back.
Good.
So if you really like Daggerheart, just bear in mind this is just my opinion. But if, like me, you bounced hard off of Daggerheart, I hope this video makes you feel a little less crazy.
That's fair.
Because there were times playing this game when I felt legitimately dispirited in a way I've never felt before playing an RPG. I felt like I was going crazy, and I'm going to talk about why. But first, I want to be fully clear. This was not a fault of the Game Master or the group. The GM's a friend of mine, he's an exceptionally good one, he incorporates character stories, he's very open to player contribution and homebrew. And as for the rest of the group, they were really engaged with their characters, all of them seemed to be enjoying the system, so I really think things almost couldn't have been better in terms of the group, in terms of everyone being very bought into the game.
See, this is a very important thing to start with, by the way. This is incredibly important because if you can at least set the scene that this is not a fault of your table and all of this, then that's great. That helps with the criticism, because now I'm not going to assume, at least in the beginning here, unless you somehow contradict yourself, I'm not going to assume that you've not encountered this before in any other kind of game or something, like with your group, and maybe it's your group's problem. But it's just good to get that part out of the way. That's important. But, it's also disingenuous, like, presumable if this was so important that you have to make it, then you should want to. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Presumably. My brain. There we go. I got there. The background looks like he's filming in a bunker. This is, dude, this video right now. Now, I don't remember how many months ago this was. Hold on, I gotta find it now. But it looks like a video from 2000. I want to say, like, one of my, like, old, when I was a kid vlogs from, like, 2014. 2 months ago. 2 months ago? Okay, that's crazy. I thought it was 10. All right, never mind. 2 months ago. But regardless, I don't fault him for the being in his room, just needing to record the video. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Right? I just want to make that abundantly clear.
So before I get into the deep criticism of the game, cool. I want to talk about a few things that I liked.
Fair. Standard thing, you talk about the good stuff before you start shitting on it so that people go, oh, okay, yeah, sure. You don't have to, but you can do it.
And first off, this game is incredibly original. This is not some derivative RPG design. Like Candela Obscura, they've remixed some existing ideas into something that is super unique. Oh. This is an incredibly worthwhile contribution to the ongoing conversation of RPG design. There's plenty of new OSR games like Shadow Dark that are cool and all, but they're just kind of returning to Monkey, you know? They're refining it and making it very oiled up, and slick, but it's BX style D&D. And I'm going to be real, a lot of PBTA style games are just paint by numbers. I mean, shout out to Kane, and I'm sure there are plenty other innovative, original TTRPGs that are going under the radar.
What's PBTA? Is that what he said? What is that? Paint by the numbers? No. PBTN would be that. Is that what he meant? Paint by the numbers? I don't know. Anyway.
But Daggerheart took some shots. It missed, but it took a lot of shots with some very interesting ideas.
Okay.
Like the duality dice. Inherently cool. I'm going to talk about resource management later, but the fact that you have one positive and one negative die and how that can be used to interpret narrative outcomes, that I really like. It's elegant, it's streamlined. My own RPG actually does pretty much the same thing with a positive and a negative die, and it works, so no convincing needed there. Stress as a resource is good, it's basically stamina for powering your abilities, and it's just a more immersive, in-fiction kind of resource than spell slots or once per day kind of things.
Sure.
I'm always in support of keeping mechanics grounded in the fictional world that helps me stay immersed as my character. And the fear system is a really interesting way of making the GM into a kind of player with their own resources. How fear is actually used we'll get into later, but points for trying to make playing as the GM more fun.
Sure.
The monsters section of the book is fucking excellent, actually. All these stat blocks are super brief, so you can have them all up on a GM screen.
I'm already worried that we're never gonna see a screenshot or anything about any of this. Don't mind me as I'm starting water to boil so I can have some more tea. I've been drinking a lot of tea this week because of my throat. It's not like he needs to, don't get me wrong. But I absolutely would like to see, you know, screenshots and stuff. And you've got space to do it. It just depends. I mean, he didn't want to make this video, so, you know, you can't expect him to. Sorry, that's mean. But I gotta make a joke about it because it's just like, yeah, that's what you said. You know, if you didn't say that, I wouldn't be able to make the joke, right? If it's a smaller room with a computer, it probably gets toasty with the lights on. Yes, exactly, dude. My room now, in the winter gets to about 80 degrees. You can probably hear my boiler, but if, you know, when that's off, when I'm speaking, you can probably hear my fan. I've had to move I literally bought another box fan so that I could have a box fan in here to move air so that I'm not dying. So smaller rooms, yeah, for sure.
You only have about 3 lines of stats, and the rest is their abilities, so you focus on the cool stuff. It seems like the adversaries are easy to run, and the way it guides you into creating your own monsters is really cool. The game is very pro-GM, and it shows. I also love the environment section. This is just a bunch of super usable content that you can plop into any campaign. Instant sessions, again, very pro-GM.
Sure.
This also goes along with the campaign frames, which basically helps give groups a starting off point for new campaigns, so GMs aren't just in a wilderness with all the information in the world. And on the same note, the story arc and plotting section of the book is really good, the best I've seen since Index Card RPG. Something I really like in RPG books are parts that are going to be useful and relevant to any RPG, not just the one you're playing, and this definitely fits in that category.
That's good.
Now, with that out of the way, I want to talk about the things I didn't like so much about Daggerheart. Oh, you didn't like Daggerheart?
Oh no. Okay. So I'm not opposed to skits. All right. I'm not opposed to skits. I think skits are funny sometimes. I think some skits can be, you know, a thing. Immediately though. Immediately I went, "Oh, that's a different like time of day." Because it's not the same lighting or anything, you know. The rooms do not look like the same place exactly. Like I just immediately, you took me out of it. I'm sorry. You really did. It is 2012 exactly. I miss the days. I do. Again, sometimes they can be funny. it depends, right? It really depends on what they do with the skits. But man, oh man, I immediately got thrown off by this. Here we go. Okay. Let me bring this back a little bit, actually.
I didn't like so much about Daggerheart.
Oh, you didn't like Daggerheart?
No.
Oh, so you don't like loosey-goosey fiction first kind of narrative games?
Okay. Okay. Nothing was done with it. It's fine. Now I get it. I do get it, because it's one of those things where some people are going to be like, oh, you don't like it because it's not so rules heavy? It's like, well, now here's the thing. As I have gotten older, right? I like my rules heavy. I like my rules light. I prefer my rules heavy a lot of the time, but rules light systems are pretty good too. Like they can really make things quicker and snappier and good times, you know? Just like learning all of the rules for Vampire and all the rules for 3.5 D&D have been things that have made it so that things do get faster and snappier because you know the rules, right? But also you can just immerse yourself in a bunch of shit that you might not have thought about and all that stuff. Because again, we've talked about it many a time. All of the options are there. You don't have to use them, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it's bad that you have a bunch of options, right? You hate freedom? Yeah, exactly. Hate it so much. Yeah, I don't know. It's just some rules light games don't hit me so well as others, so I don't know.
Before we get into the deep analysis, I want to say this is not my first non-D&D RPG. I've played
Okay.
Call of Cthulhu, Cyberpunk, Lancer, Mothership, GURPS, Fabula Ultima, Ironsworn. I've read Apocalypse World, Mithras, Tenra Bansho, Blades in the Dark,
Thank you for your nerd cred. Let's go.
Traveler, many more. I'm an RPG designer. I read RPG books for pleasure. There's something I'm going to be talking about a fair bit here, and that's immersion. Feeling like you are embodying the character while you play them.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't Magic the Gathering a role-playing game? I mean, there's fiction. You're a great mage drawing mana from the land to summon creatures. You're a commander. It could be a role-playing game. You could play it like that, with a lot of roleplay, but it would probably take a fair bit of work. Mechanics like drawing cards, a large element of randomization, abstract resources. Sure, we can explain them, but it's mechanics first, fiction second. Which isn't to say that mechanics can't enhance roleplay. In Mothership, your stress is constantly rising. It makes you feel tense, and when you panic as your character, it feels like a dam breaking. It feels inevitable, like the slow dread that builds to a crescendo. There's something key here, and it's that mechanics should mirror what your character experiences.
Sure.
I'm not talking about simulation. As humans, we don't experience the maths and physics that drive our world. We experience stress. We experience fatigue. We experience hope and fear. But I can't say that I've done something cool and then felt less hopeful after because it took all my hope to do that thing. And I can't say that I've ever put a thing that I know how to do in an imaginary vault so that I could make room for a different thing. Let's be real, these gamified mechanics are completely divorced from my character's experience.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind so much if the mechanics at least felt fun or tactical to use, but they don't. They're not interesting choices. Most of the time they feel like non-choices. Bookkeeping. Daggerheart.
Okay. Sure, that's fair enough. If you find things too tedious, that's how you feel about them. I don't find a lot of things to be that way because it's just how the system works. But then again, I'm a freak, so I don't really find myself not liking stuff, you know. When done wrong, it makes it look like a straw man for his argument to seem like the correct one. Now I know why he apologized at the start with the skits. I mean, oh yeah, fair enough. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like if you're gonna do it, you got to add something, you know. But I get the point, you know. It's just like Microprose did turn Magic Gathering into a role-playing game in the late 90s. I didn't know that. That's cool. I know what he meant, but he should have explained the system a bit before he said all that. Yes, exactly. I've just kind of been listening and going, okay, I have no frame of reference of what Daggerheart does yet, but he's going to go into it, I guess, right now, so we'll see.
Most of the time, they feel like non-choices. Bookkeeping. Daggerheart is a game that claims to be fiction first. This is a nebulous piece of terminology to begin with. Honestly, it kind of feels more like a marketing slogan. Dungeons and Dragons? This is Daggerheart. You're not limited by rules telling you what to do. This is a fiction first game.
Sure.
This is wrong in multiple ways.
Oh, okay.
First off, if we want to be real pedantic, every TTRPG is fiction first.
Thank you.
Pretty much every game has a basic resolution system that could be repurposed towards pretty much any goal. You want to try and do something unprecedented, like maybe make a parachute out of nearby materials? Alright, sounds like dexterity or maybe intelligence. You guy used to work as a tailor? Alright, sure, I'll give you a +2 to that. This is nothing new. They've been doing this since the 70s. It's literally how the game started. I mean, you think they had rules for exhaustion or holding your breath when Dave Arneson was running the game before rulebooks existed? No, they made a ruling.
Oh my god, you said Dave Arneson. Oh my god. Rare Arneson mention from somebody else. That's crazy. Usually you get the Gygax, you know? It's very cool. Alright, good shit. Good shit.
That's one of the reasons we have GMs, to be a referee, to adjudicate these kinds of things. Fiction first is an approach, and it can be used with just about any system. But sure, if you want to define fiction first as basically...
I'm sorry. It hasn't popped up on the... There it is. Dave. Dropping the hard Arneson. Dude. Oh, that's my favorite fucking joke right now. Holy shit. Oh, that's so funny. Shut up. That's so funny. Oh, fuck me. Alright. Anyway. I agree he didn't give context before talking about what's wrong, like he expects viewers to already know the game. Well, so... here's the thing. You don't need to explain everything before you start making your points, as long as you're going to substantiate them with evidence after the fact, right? It's just one of those things where it depends on how you do it, right? So we'll see, I guess.
Basically looking at the fictional circumstances and then using that to decide appropriate mechanics or modifiers, then yes, some games are more suited to a fiction-first approach than others. But Daggerheart's not one. In Daggerheart, I can't even be good at the things I'm good at without spinning a hope. What is a hope? Fuck knows, but I can't cleave without one. In the video game business, we call this ludonarrative dissonance.
Oh my god! I was literally in the back of my mind, I was wondering if ludonarrative dissonance would be dropped as well. What a weird thing. Okay, I know what that is, and I know he's gonna explain it, but like, whoa. Okay, like, again, he's a game designer, it's fine. Like, he's coming at this from a certain perspective, so I'm not gonna harp on him for it, but it's like, you know when you are listening to videos, and, like, somebody drops verisimilitude for no fucking reason, you know? Just because they need to put it in there? It's like, it's stuff like that that throws me off and stuff, but for him, I can understand why he's using it. Verisimilitude is one of my, like, words that I'm like, okay, it's a good word, I get you, I understand, but people use it too much, and I'm sorry, but it's been ruined for me. So if somebody says verisimilitude in their video, I'm usually like, okay.
Should be able to do a thing, but they can't, because game says no. Because mechanics come first, and we justify them in the fiction after. Okay. One of the designers literally explains this in an interview.
When somebody wants to trigger a mechanic or a rule.
Why does his voice sound like that? Why does his voice sound like that?
Think about whether the fiction has set you up for that to make sense, for it to happen. It may be that either you ask the player to create that connective tissue, Or you say, well, let's figure out what this looks like in the fiction, right? We try to figure out how to make those mechanics manifest in the fiction so that we don't have this moment where we feel like the fiction has been...
Yeah, cut and drag with no cut. Yeah, I know. That's very weird. Bad recording setup, maybe. Man, and you thought you had audio issues. This is very strange. I don't know what's going on here because this like clip, something has happened to it somehow, and I don't know what.
Left behind entirely, and we're just living in the world of mechanics, and then we're going to go back into fiction.
What he explains is that when players want to use a mechanic, they have to look to fictionally justify it, or create connective tissue from the fiction to the mechanics.
I understand.
But that is a fiction-last approach. For a fiction-first approach, the mechanics have to be created to support the fictional circumstances.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, if you're going fiction first, like, it would be, I ask you if I can do something, and then you figure out as the adjudicator, as the game master, whatever, you figure out what I need to do to make that happen. That's like how standard D&D works. This is weird in because that's one of the designers of Daggerheart, I assume. Him saying, "Oh yeah, you have to tell them what you want to do, and then justify it yourself as to why you can do it before we even go to the mechanics, I guess, or utilizing the mechanics that you have." I'm not sure, because I would love to know like what my resources and stuff are just yet, because if I look at a character sheet, actually, you know what? Fuck it, let's do this. I'm sure I can find a Daggerheart character sheet pretty easily. Yeah, there we go. Sure, create character. Okay. There we go, downloads. That's what I want. Character sheets and guides. Here we go. Oh my god, what is all of this? Oh, okay, these are for each of the classes. Okay. Alright. Here, hold on. I got you. Alright. So 2 seconds. Sorry. We'll use this one. There we go. Okay. So alright. Hang on. Let's get rid of the useless information. And we'll get rid of the useless information. And we'll begin this. We'll begin it. Good. You don't need all that either. Honestly, you don't need a lot of this. Let's just do this. I just won't touch the thing. All right. So this is a Bard Grace and Codex. This is page 1, I assume. And then you've got the Bard character guide down here that has all of these things, okay? I've never read Daggerheart, so I don't know what we're doing. Maybe they're just rolling the humanoid robots out already. True, they are. Okay, so let's see what we've got. So we've got your evasion and your armor. So you start at 10 with evasion, so I'm assuming that armor is a damage buffer, quote unquote. Like you subtract it from the damage instead of, having an armor class. I'm not sure. We'll see. I assume that we're going to get some explanations. Agility, strength, finesse, instinct, presence, knowledge. Okay. Sure. You have primary and secondary weapons with proficiency. That's interesting. Why do I have two hands, one for each? Your active armor. Okay. Now here's it. We have damage and health, so you have your tracker here, and I assume you can get more. But then you also have minor damage and major damage and severe damage. And it looks like these are just how you keep track of your actual health. So you have 1 as minor, 2 for major, and 3 for severe. So you would only tick off boxes when you receive that damage, it looks like. You have your stress bar here as well. You spend hope to use an experience or help an ally. What? An experience? Experiences or something? Okay, we'll get there. Make a scene. Spend 3 hope to temporarily distract a target within close range, giving them a -2 penalty to their difficulty. Oh, okay. That's for bards exclusively, I assume, because, yeah, you've got evolution here for druids. Okay, so they each have their own unique hope spend, I guess. Very interesting. They each have their own class features as well. Makes sense. So a bard can rally. Once per session, describe how you'd rally the party and give yourself and each of your allies a rally die. At level 1, your rally die is a d6. A PC can spend their rally die by rolling it, adding the result to their action roll, reaction roll, damage roll, or to clear a number of stress equal to the result. Oh, that's nice. At the end of each session, clear all unspent rally dice. Makes sense. Okay, so this is your bardic inspiration from D&D. Gotcha. Level 5, your rally die increases to a d8. Looks like it stops there. That's interesting. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But this is what we got on the sheet. Inventory weapon that we have is primary and secondary that you can keep. Okay, so you can have something that's active, primary, secondary, and then you can have stuff in your inventory. That makes sense. That's fair enough. Sure. Switching between weapons, I don't mind that. The actual character guide here actually tells you what you would want as your suggested traits to start with. So 0, I assume, is 10. 0 agility, -1 strength, +1 finesse. Okay. Yeah, and then suggest. Okay, so this is. I mean, that's pretty easy to figure out. That's not bad. Inventory. You take this stuff, torch, 50-foot rope, all this. A handful of gold. How much gold is a handful? What if my hands are big? You know? What if my hands are big? Then choose between a minor health potion or a minor stamina potion, and either a romance novel or a letter never opened. Okay. Then decide what you carry your spells in, a songbook, a journal, etc. Okay. Interesting. And then you have some stuff for your character's description. Or write your own description. Okay, good. Yep. Background questions, connections. Okay. Tier 2. So is your experience used for these? Okay. Okay. Permanently gain a +1 bonus to 2 experiences. Interesting. Okay, I don't know what experiences are yet. So we'll see, I suppose, what this is. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Fashionably late. How about you?
Fair enough. I'm doing okay. Good to see you.
Yeah, I took a nap around like 6:30.
Oh,
woke up at like 9:38, and I'm like, this is nice to just be. Yeah, I'm late now. I'm like, wait a minute.
Looks at clock. Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh,
No worries at all, man. Yeah, we've
Yeah.
only gotten, I want to say, like 7 minutes into this video. It's
Okay,
about
how long is the
Daggerheart.
video itself?
40 minutes
Mhm.
almost.
Oh, okay. So I'm actually
Mhm.
okay. That's
Yeah,
good.
you're
We can
super
watch
you're
together.
super early on. So this video is about the things that this guy has found to be not so great about Daggerheart. Um
Okay.
and he's a game designer as well, so he's got that perspective, which is neat. Um
Mhm.
so far, I have no idea what Daggerheart is basically still. Um but he's
Okay.
talking about oh, by the way, this is a question for you. Do I sound okay to you through Discord?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You sound completely fine.
If I'm back here, do I sound okay or no?
You sound fine, but you sound further away.
Okay. All right. So I changed my I
Like-
took away the automatic gain control from Discord, and it made me
Mhm.
incredibly quiet before, until I
Mhm.
basically gargled my microphone. So yeah.
So when I came in, you were a bit quiet, but I've brought you up to, I want to say, like 90%, and you're
Okay.
fine.
All right. All right. As long as you
So.
can hear me, that's all that matters. Um.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Discord settings don't match my audio settings on my computer. Like, on my computer, if I record anything, I'm
Ugh.
fine. Like, the stream is fine,
Mhm.
everything is fine. But, like, the moment I listen to
Mhm.
myself in Discord, I sound like I'm a mouse. And I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah,
Not the best.
Discord has fucked something up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so far, he's talking about, and this is an interesting point, at least so far, is that they claim that that Daggerheart is like a fiction first system. So, like, it's not supposed to be as heavy on the mechanics and stuff, and you can basically justify what you're doing with that and all that. But what he's presented is scenarios so far where he's saying that you actually kind of have to figure out how to work the scenario itself after coming up with how you're going to utilize, like, your mechanical advantages. So in this example, we have something called hope, and I'm looking at a character sheet right now. And hope is just a resource that you have. It's something that every character class has, and they have their unique ways to spend it. And I assume other ways to spend a hope to use experiences or help an ally is also just a generic thing that everyone can do. And even from the words of the designer themselves, or one of the designers, excuse me, they were like, yeah, you kind of have to, like, go into the scene and then kind of ask your players how they can justify utilizing it in this way or all this kind of stuff when you have your thing that you're using, like the hope and all of that.
Okay, so it's exactly like in Call of Cthulhu, like pushing a roll. It's exactly like
yeah,
that.
It's basically like that, exactly. But the issue, of course, being, like, for their marketing and everything, they're really saying, like, oh yeah, no, this is this is fiction first. You don't have to worry about the mechanics as much. Where it's like, you think about it, and it's like,
gotcha.
oh no, you do have to worry about the mechanics quite a bit, actually, so that you can then utilize them for the narrative.
Well, so you have to justify it, but you're justifying it using the in-game scene, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure entirely, like, how this is flowing yet, because he hasn't made the full point yet.
Oh, okay.
So we'll get through it, hopefully, and figure it out. But, like, that's my understanding, at least at the moment, right?
Yeah.
So
because
we'll
at
see.
least the way it's being described, it sounds like you are still having. By the way, I'm going to be playing Deep Rock this whole time.
No worries.
It sounds to me like, you have this resource that you can spend to do stuff, and you have to use the actual established scene to figure out how you can use it. So, like, oh, I'm going to use my hope to do this. It's like, okay, what are you actually doing? So you are still needing to use the fiction of the situation. So that tracks for me, at least the way it's been described.
Right. It tracks for me too. I'm just trying to see what, like, it doesn't, it's not like it doesn't work. It's just like that I don't know exactly what what would be the alternative. I get like, no, I'm sorry, I do know what the alternative is. The alternative is I ask you if I want to do something, and then you say,
And then
okay,
you just
make
do
me
it.
a roll. You know,
Exactly.
which is absolutely like putting the fiction first, right? Because it's like, well, the mechanics are like able to meld around what you want to do more so than you looking at a stat block and saying, what can I do so that I can then affect the narrative, right?
Yes.
So there we go. Okay, we'll do that. Okay.
That was weird.
Yeah, sorry. I looked in, I saw that our thing was like set to automatic region, and I was wondering if it would just be more stable if I put this on East Coast.
Uh-huh.
So like we'll see how it goes. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
If you create narrative circumstances to justify the mechanics, that is a fiction last approach. Does that make sense? Let me give you an example. Say I'm playing D&D 5th edition and we're at the edge of a poison swamp. The GM's Hidetaka Miyazaki. And so I say, with my Aarakocra, I want to pick up the wizard and fly over the poison swamp. Cool, the GM says. Since the wizard's pretty light, that's no problem. But if you want to carry your Goliath friend, you're going to need to make an athletics check because he's so heavy. In other words, fiction first.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. So then
Okay, yeah.
what's the okay.
A fiction last approach would be something like, you may mark a stress to pick up another willing creature your own size or smaller. And I shit you not, this is an unlockable feature that you get from picking the Winged Sentinel subclass.
Gotcha. Okay. But I don't know. I still think that can work because your character has been growing stronger. And you're just choosing to that's what you're choosing to, mechanically, that's what you're investing your strength in. But I think that still works for me.
Yeah, I think honestly, like having it be that a feat makes mechanics different in the narrative. Like beforehand, you can't do this, I guess. So which is a little strange to say. But I mean, like, your wings aren't so good or whatever. Whatever it is that you can do.
Yeah.
So like yes, technically, I suppose. That's the mechanic coming first before you can even do anything in the game. So you have to follow the mechanic first. That I don't see. I guess I see how that is the non-fiction first thing, but like
yeah.
I guess I would
so
need
now,
to have
he
a
said
lot...
this was at
Oh, sorry.
sorry. He said this was at level 15?
For this one, I don't know.
Yeah, back it up just a touch.
An example. Say I'm playing D&D 5th edition and we're at the edge of a poison swamp. The GM's Hidetaka Miyazaki. And so I say, with my Aarakocra, I want to pick up the wizard and fly over the poison swamp. Cool, the GM says. Since the wizard's pretty light, that's no problem. But if you want to carry your Goliath friend, you're going to need to make an athletics check because he's so heavy. In other words, fiction first. A fiction last approach would be something like, you may mark a stress to pick up another willing creature your own size or smaller. And I shit you not, this is an unlockable feature that you get from picking the Winged Sentinel subclass. Which implies that
Winged
if you
Sentinel
don't have this
subclass.
feature, or
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
if you don't spend a stress, you can't pick up and carry people, not even your gnome friend. Which is absurd.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying as well. Yeah, without
Gotcha.
that, you can't pick up anybody.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no, that is dumb.
Yeah, that's like with these things kind of set in place, it makes it so that your narrative is now hampered because the mechanics can't support it. And you have to think about the mechanics before you even think about being able to do anything.
Yes. Gotcha.
That's I can understand now. Yeah, that's not a great design system for something that's supposed to be fiction first.
Especially because like he said, it's something that you could do realistically until you engage with that mechanic. Yeah, no, that's
Exactly.
not good.
Now I wonder, and it doesn't say it in that rules that he showed on screen, and thank God he's showing rules on screen, chat. I was worried he wasn't going to do that, but now my worries have been dissuaded. There was a whole thing in the beginning where he was like, I didn't want to make this video and all that kind of bullshit. So I was like, I was a little sketched for a second, but we're okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
But like, yeah, so I just maybe now he would mention it if it is the case. I assume I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but like I assume that maybe it's not necessarily in the game, but you could at least say this is a thing in combat situations or stressful situations, quote unquote, right? Just to make it so that that makes more sense, I guess. But even so, I would hope that that would be the inherent usage of that kind of feature rather than it being, oh, you just can't do it. But the implication, at least from the rule, makes it so that I go, oh, you just can't do it until you get this.
Yeah, not the best.
Not a great start.
There's nothing that takes me out of the fiction more than an action being arbitrarily gated or limited like this.
Fair.
I mean, maybe this is here to kind of like make rulings easier on new GMs. If your feature tells you how this works, the GM doesn't have to make a ruling, but that's not fiction first. That's not even very TTRPG-like. It's more like a board game or card game's mechanics. While we're talking about prescriptive 4th edition style rules, I want to touch on domains and the way they're tied into classes. Each class gets 2 domains, which means every class shares a domain with one other. For some classes, these feel natural. Like, we already know that a ranger is sort of like a fighter druid, so it makes sense to give them the druid spells as a secondary domain.
Sure.
In other cases, these feel pretty arbitrary. So, take the sorcerer class. You get Arcana as your main domain, and that makes sense. That feels like the one they designed for sorcerer. But your second domain is Midnight, which is the rogue abilities that let you go invisible, pick locks, things like that.
Oh.
And listen, I can understand that a type of sorcerer might be able to do those things,
Yeah.
but as a default,
Yeah,
it
that's
feels
weird.
like shoehorning, if I'm honest. What's frustrating is that this could have been one of the coolest ways to customize your character. Your first domain is attached to your class, then you get to choose your second.
I was about to say, if they had made it so that
Yeah.
you can just choose whatever, that way you can do that whole, like, it's like what you can do with Pathfinder, right? Pathfinder 2e has their archetypes and all that kind of stuff, and then your feat trees that you can go down different archetypes feat trees as well to multi-class, basically, quote unquote.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, or at least get different features from different classes. So like, it'd be cool to see something like that. Make it so that everybody is customizable in however way they want to be, because then it would help with their whole fiction first aspect as well, I would think, because it's just like, well, yeah, I can just make whoever the fuck I want and then design the character around my concept, you know? Excuse me.
Kind of like how Fabula Ultima has you build your character concept by picking 2 classes that combine into one. That would also help players avoid having overlapping domains. Unlike many of the game's problems, this one's actually easy to fix. You just do what you want.
True.
But it just makes me question why the decision was made. Are they hoping that players will buy more upcoming products so that they can get the specific domain combination that the book allows them to pick? I'm going to be honest, these kinds of arbitrary restrictions just kind of remind me of D&D, of trying to sell more books. But yeah, since my GM is cool, we just did whatever we wanted.
Okay.
My special snowflakes...
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, I stopped it at the wrong time.
Yep.
He did. I want to compliment him again. Since you're here, and you didn't hear about it. He in the beginning made sure to state like this was nothing to do with his table, with his group, with his GM, anything like that, which I very much appreciated, because I would have been wondering otherwise, you know. So I think it's very important to at least put that out there again as something
that he has a sensible GM who's like willing to, you know, actually try to play the game the way it seems like they wanted it to be played.
Yeah, exactly. So, oh, by the way, Timothy says hi, boo.
Hello. Boy, I sure do love sleep, don't you?
Yeah. I wish I could do it more restfully this week, but you know.
How's your ice storm, by the way?
It's thankfully it's not icing anymore. Tomorrow, I mean today and tomorrow and a little bit yesterday, it's been snowing, but it seems like it's not like sticking, which is good.
Mhm.
And it's gonna be really windy tomorrow, but I'm gonna have to check to see if I'm gonna be good for work on Monday tomorrow. So we'll see.
Yeah, we got a good deal of snow over here. We got maybe like 3 or 4 inches, something like that.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, really?
that's
Wow.
about it.
There you go.
Yep. Even in Georgia.
Yeah, no, like the actual ice storm part of it was the only thing that was bad for me because they literally, I told this in the beginning, but like they plowed my road and then like an idiot I didn't do anything about it. And so when the ice
so
came,
the water just
the ice made the slight bit that was my driveway that had actually, piled up there, made it into a fucking wall, a solid wall. And let me tell you, jumping over that with my car was not fun.
I bet.
But whatever.
Yeah. What are you supposed to do in that situation? Do rock salt?
I should have done some salt or some. I had to get a pick, a nice kind of pick thing from my mom, because I don't have one. Rock and stone. But no, it wasn't a pick like that. I wish, but no. But I had to get one from her, and I had to leave work early that day and just come here and just fucking go ham at it until I wanted to vomit. So it was good.
So you just have to break it apart.
Yes, yeah. Thankfully.
Gotcha. Because I don't know if anybody in chat knows. We live in the South, and we're not really used to actual legitimate winter weather. So
no,
we just don't really. It's unheard of.
It
never happened.
It's one of those things where when I moved down here, I was like, oh, it won't be as bad. But this time it was like, oh yeah, it was actually cool. Not as bad as it could have been.
You are from the north. I'm the only one that's like purely from the
you're
south.
Pure
okay,
south.
So you have a little more experience.
Yeah. But
never mind. I'm from the south. I've never had winter. No. Anyway.
But his vocabulary makes me nervous. As a bi man, a lot of people don't like me using stuff like special snowflake or libs. True. Yes. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I feel like he's talking about special snowflakes in the sense of players who want to be unique. I feel like that's the way.
Don't forget, he could have said what the fuck is unicorn. He could have said unicorn.
He could have said that. That is true. That would have been a dead giveaway of something. But no. I'm assuming because special snowflake is used a lot more in the ttrpg space as somebody who wants their character to be very unique and like something
they want to be the
out.
Special snowflake.
Exactly. It's not necessarily derogatory, thankfully. It is a warning sign.
Hell, we've used that with Brogan before.
That's right. Yeah. It's true.
Because he has to be it. He really always wants to be the uniquest character.
That's right. And more power to him. Love it. Every time.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun being the one that's special.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, these kinds of arbitrary restrictions just kind of remind me of D&D, of trying to sell more books. But yeah, since my GM is cool, we just did whatever we wanted. My special snowflake sorcerer had the Arcana and Codex domains, and that was all well and good until I got to level 5. Once you get to level 5, they introduced the Vault. Basically, you can have only 5 cards equipped at once, so you have to choose which ones get put in the Vault and which ones get temporarily forgotten. Like prepared spells in D&D, it's a mechanic that feels detached from the fiction. And listen, I get why they did this.
So, okay.
Is that a sorcerer thing or a spear spleen thing?
I don't. Let's see. If I look at the character sheet, I have them.
If it's not on the character sheet, I'm assuming it's a sorcerer thing because he said the Codex domain, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, maybe. Here we go. Okay. Oh, here we go. Channel raw power. Once per long rest, you can place a domain card from your loadout into your vault and choose to either gain hope equal to the level of the card, enhance a spell that deals damage, gaining a bonus to your damage roll equal to twice the level of the card. Okay, that's just that channel raw power feat, though. Hang on. Maybe it's in their, like, level up thing here.
Yeah. He's at level 5 specifically.
Yeah.
Now, he did say at level 5 they introduce the vault, which makes it so you...
Yeah, I don't think it's not on the sheet, it looks like, so. Okay.
Okay.
Weird. Okay. I don't necessarily know, so we shall see.
Yeah.
This is basically a band-aid they slapped over the top of ability bloat in order to reduce cognitive load.
Sure.
But then they also compromised and introduced more rules bloat by saying that you can recall the cards into your hand by checking the card's recall cost and spending that much stress. I'm going to be honest, it all feels unnecessary and restrictive. For someone who enjoys playing a caster, having an arcane toolkit, this felt like another power limiter that made me feel less like a sorcerer, more like an arcane dipshit who can't remember more than 5 spells at once. And once again, it's mechanics first, fiction second.
Yeah, that is kind of true for that one, too. Yeah, I get it to a point, right? Because it's like, what do you do to limit magic? You know?
Yeah.
It's hard to do. Like, I will praise 4th edition every time, because they literally just made it so that everybody has their powers and everything, so that everybody feels quote unquote the same. In that respect, but not that, like, it's so that everybody is able to actually, like, feel like they're doing powers and stuff when they're not able to do magic, right?
Yeah.
And from the ground up, the way that they did it made it so that everybody's balanced in that way. For this, the vault literally seems like, at least for the sorcerer, again, I don't know if this is the same for wizards or whatever the fuck else might be there. But the vault would be something that it's like, well, you wanted to play a fucking spellcaster, didn't you?
Well,
Let's
guess
be
what? You
careful
only get
with that.
5.
Let's be careful with that one. But if you do want to use your full power, you can actually spend your stress, which I'm fine with. I don't find that to be a bad thing.
I think 5 is a little too low, though. Like,
yeah,
damn.
exactly. I don't know what the power level and stuff is here that we're dealing with at level 5 that makes that necessary, right? I assume you can get up to 5 before you hit level 5, and then once you get to 5, maybe you have like 7, you know? And then you have to start choosing what you want to actually utilize, and then dipping into your reserve at certain moments, potentially when you want to use something that you haven't, like, chosen before. Which I think sounds fine. I think that sounds okay as, like, a
because
concept.
it's effectively the same thing as prepared spells. It's just if you spend a resource, you can prepare anything on the fly, which that sounds kind of nice. But it's just the limit on how many you can have with being very, very tiny.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it goes up as you level. So,
it
like,
might.
you know, you got to, like, as a wizard, you know, you got like 1,000 spells or whatever. So it starts out at like 10, and then as you get higher up, you can just have more at a time.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm hoping.
If he doesn't talk about it, then I don't know. But, you know.
Yeah.
If you play Delta Green and make your character a VTuber, I guess there's some people who might call that a special snowflake. True.
Right. Yeah, that would honestly be pretty funny.
That's what we did in that little Delta Green game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, hell, there's a Call of Cthulhu, like an official call, not official, but you know, there's a Call of Cthulhu adventure where you are a group of ghost hunters that do a stream on this thing, and you're like, oh my god, the chat can actually influence your actions and shit. It's really funny.
Oh, I really want to do
DM
that.
gets to the DM gets to play like chat effectively. You
yeah,
know, you get, like, fucking super chats. It's like, no, go step into the slime, you bitch.
Oh,
it's fake,
I
it's
love
fake.
that.
Step into it. You know.
Oh, I love that so much. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's really neat. The adventure itself is kind of meh, but that concept is fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. A chat in the 20s? No. It's a modern thing.
No, it's modern.
D&D 4th edition was full of stuff like this, which is one of the reasons it got pushed back, but it's far more egregious here in Daggerheart. It reeks of modern video game design, of cooldowns and one use per day abilities and tokens and counters, and every class having the exact same number of abilities. These are mechanical contrivances, complexity for complexity's sake, gameplay loops, which is not what I want out of a TTRPG. Listen, if you want that kind of stuff, good for you. I'm not saying your preference is wrong. What I am saying is, stop calling it fiction first.
Fact.
You can't just say shit. This is actually my new one-page...
No, dude. No, you can, though. You can just say shit, because that sells books.
Yeah. It sucks, but...
Sorry.
I mean, look at the AAA video game industry.
Exactly.
You can just say shit.
Yep.
RPG, you can see it's really good here. So this is actually a diceless RPG. You resolve all the mechanics in this game by drawing off the top of a deck of cards. So just to demonstrate. Oh my god! It's an Ace of Hearts! You take a step forward. Incredible. Okay. Maybe it's not fiction first, but don't you think you're still being a little bit too harsh? I mean, you said you enjoyed Fabula Ultima and Lancer. Those games have some pretty gamey mechanics.
Okay, again, I'm sorry. I don't mean to harp on the skits, okay? The other one was fine, actually. Like, the one between the actual thing and then this was fine because the microphone was fine and everything. It was vertical, which was weird. Yeah, it was vertical, but, like, it's fine because it was a whole bit, and it kind of added to it, right? This, your stand-in for somebody who's like pushing back against your opinions and stuff a little bit here. The microphone is shit.
Yeah.
And it's really taken me out of this, you know?
And you know what's ironic? Okay. You remember this from the fucking Wytheville video that I showed you, where it would
funny
be,
Mike.
It would be ironic. It's ironically better if you have a good mic and then you make it sound like shit on purpose to do that joke.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but that would have been better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you're going for something like that, absolutely, right? But this is just supposed to be your average person who's just like, oh, but I like Daggerheart, so you don't like Daggerheart. I don't know why. What are just trying to be that thing to bounce off the wall a little bit, right? Of saying, but maybe, but like, I'm sorry, the camera's not in focus, okay?
Yeah.
The microphone is shit, and it's in a completely different room.
Yeah. Different lighting.
Or it's same room, different lighting. Exactly. Like, it's all of this makes me, and I'm being a fucking nitpicker for sure. Don't get me wrong, okay? I understand. It doesn't fucking matter necessarily, but if you want it to be something, then, like, make it something that doesn't draw me out of it. You're talking about immersion and stuff, okay?
Yeah, that is very true.
Like, just, like, be more immersive, you know?
Be more consistent in that way.
Yeah. October 24th, 1929, chat, am I cooked?
God damn it. All right, what the fuck happened
good.
on that date? Alejo, do me a favor.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if they just picked that date for random or not. God damn it. It's like, oh, that's like the day the fucking Great War started. Oh. I know what happened earlier.
Oh, it was Black Tuesday. The stock market crash of 1929.
Thank you for picking a date, and it wasn't
Black
just
Thursday.
Random. I appreciate
Black
it.
Thursday. There we go. Black Tuesday, Black Thursday.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well,
you fucking nerd.
Very good. I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't want to make the video, so why bother? True. He didn't want to make this video. True. It's so funny. Yeah. When you start with shit like that, you're just opening yourself up to jokes about it, dude. Like, you just don't do that, all right? You wanted to make the video, shut up. You're fine.
Yeah, right.
Like, it doesn't matter. Nobody gives a shit. It's fine. If somebody disagrees with you because you made it, then oh no.
Yeah.
Hey, RDX, how you doing? Anyway.
Well, yeah, one's specifically supposed to feel like a video game. The other is using
Yeah.
literal mechanics.
I totally believe that you're talking to that person in the different lighting.
Yeah. It's
I know. It's just
no,
you know.
I did the exact same thing. As soon as this started, I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did this man record from a paper tube with fucking film over it?
Oh my god.
Oh no. It's the thing. Again, if you're gonna record in your bedroom in 2025, this was 2 months ago. If you have like a shitty webcam, you want to make a video, it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. That's fine. And you're putting in some effort, that's fine, okay? But when you start with, I didn't want to make this video.
Yeah.
Like, and I assume you meant to say, like, to make it so that it was negative and stuff, but you started with, like, the whole, I didn't go into this, like, looking to hate it and all that shit. You had to justify yourself. And when you have to justify yourself, it makes me go, dude, just make the fucking video, okay?
Yeah, just make the content.
It's
just
fine.
Make it. It's okay.
You know? Either that or he spit Vaseline over it with his camera lens. Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, you're right. Nothing I've mentioned so far is a literal deal breaker for me.
Yeah, no shit.
Janky, video gamey, TTRPG design is nothing new. And while Daggerheart's a little bit more egregious than most, it's something I can look past. But Daggerheart doesn't just have the expected problems of a 4th edition.
Hey, why are you, like, not facing him anymore? Now I have to... You faced him in your little skit thing, and now you're facing us again. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on, this skit isn't fiction first! Yeah!
Oh god, no. Dear God.
Yes, dude.
Chat, please.
Thank you.
Murdered this man. Have mercy.
So fucking good.
That's funny. Jesus Christ. Oop.
This skit... Oh, fuck. Good one. Very good. He might as well make a sock puppet with googly eyes for the skits. I mean, yeah, might as well, you know.
Honestly, the character would be more endearing.
I would like it
Sorry.
better. Yeah. It would also be more in focus, for sure. And he could put the microphone up to his face and like just say words.
He could just be sitting there.
Yeah.
And just doing the sock puppet in front of the normal setup.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a much better fucking skit. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean,
that would have been more
reason why
effort
Arlo
than he
is
was asked to
popular.
put in. True, he didn't want to make the video. True.
He didn't want to make it. He did not. He didn't want to make the video. You think he wanted to make a sock puppet?
The video's about 40 minutes. He didn't want to make it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's also trying to be a narrative game. And that's where the real problems start. Because Daggerheart is a game pulling in 2 different directions.
Okay.
I think they were trying to please everybody, but that's not how you create art. Artists are selfish. They put their artistic vision above everything else. Eating, sleeping, having a stable income. To make art, you need to not care about pleasing everybody. Now, I'm not suggesting people didn't put blood, sweat, and
fair
tears into this game. It's obvious that a lot of people did. But this was a design by committee game. You can tell they wanted to please as many people as possible, both on the design...
Yeah, no, they wanted to do this like a business, which is fine.
That's the thing.
Like, it is, unfortunately, business-made art is corporate art or whatever, or art by committee. That does exist, and yeah, it's not always great, but it is still art. So,
Yeah. Because
and in the
good art and bad art share a similarity. The fact that they're art.
yes, everything
That's
can
the
be
thing.
art. Whether or not it's good or bad is a whole different question.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still art.
Yes, it will always still be art.
public. And this is where Daggerheart kind of drops the ball, because it's so obsessed with giving players and GMs the choice of how they want to run things that there is no spine, there is no backbone to any of it. They and ah between different design philosophies, so when they go for these loosey-goosey rules, they completely undermine the kind of game they're trying to make with the more crunchy rules.
Sure.
Take experiences as an example. In this game, experiences basically kind of replace skills in other games. They give you a bonus to a roll, but unlike other games, you can write down whatever you want as an experience. This can be a background like
Okay.
noble, or a profession like soldier, or even a kind of a personality or a way your character approaches situations. And I like this idea in theory. It's not an original idea. Lancer has something similar called triggers, but in Lancer they give you guidelines and examples, so you can't just make a trigger called hero and apply it to anything.
Sure.
Your trigger feels like a niche, something grounded in fiction that your character is good at.
Mhm.
But in Daggerheart, experiences are so broad that they can basically be applied to just about anything. A soldier experience might let you threaten people, hit them harder in combat, or sneak through the woods like it's Vietnam. Whatever. The game actively encourages thinking outside the box, but in practice this feels like a cheesy way to get bonuses by playing Mother May I with the GM. This wouldn't be so bad if they were just small bonuses, but they're one of the main forms of vertical progression. They apply both in combat and out. So once again, they try and band-aid this by saying you have to spend a hope to use an experience, which makes it feel even more like just an abstract game mechanic.
Okay. Interesting. So, from the outset, I don't necessarily find it to be a problem to have it so that it's broad, you know?
Yeah.
I think that having something that can apply to both combat and social/skill roles is actually a good idea.
Yeah.
Because, and especially in something that you want to be more rules light, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it does make me question it a bit because of the rules that I have seen so far. It does kind of create that bit of dissonance there, right? But I don't know. It feels like something that I would see in like Fate, you know?
Yes.
Which, again, not a bad thing at all. As much as, you know, Fate is Fate, it does make sense in the context of the situations and stuff that you're utilizing these skills for. And so if we're doing that in another system, you're just utilizing that same kind of technique. Now, having to spend a resource to do that is the thing that I go,
yeah, that's weird.
It's a little strange, right? And I get wanting to limit something that can be limitless by accident, I guess. But I think that's more of a, you have to like trust your GM, and you have to trust that they're going to adjudicate that properly, right? Like in certain situations, if you go, yeah, can I use soldier while I'm going through and trying to sneak through the orphanage? I don't fucking know. And, they go, oh, I don't know. I mean, like, they're like,
yeah, because
children.
This is a fantasy game, right?
Yeah.
So, one, I find it funny that he brought up Vietnam as a reason why you can sneak through the jungle, because, you know, you have to kind of think about soldiers in a fantasy setting.
Yes.
Those kinds of battles weren't really fought.
Yes. Yeah,
they were fought in open plains.
From what
like that.
From what I also understand, though, is it can be utilized in any setting, quote unquote, like the system itself.
Okay.
So at least that's what I've heard. So I don't know. So potentially that's it doesn't matter. But like you know, war, we can just say war, right?
Yeah, that would probably be better.
Be more generic. But it just seems weird for the hope thing, because it's like,
yeah,
I specialized my character to have this quote unquote experience because it's part of who they are. And now I have to ask permission to be who I am?
Yeah, that's weird.
That sounds
the thing that
weird.
The thing that I would do in this situation is let you, like, we'll use soldier or war again. Anything that just makes immediate, obvious sense. Like, oh, am I good with a sword? Yes.
Yeah.
Can I wear this armor? Yes. That does not take any sort of hope or resource to utilize.
Yeah.
But once you start getting into the really specialized shit, like, can I sneak through this building? Yeah, that's when I would start having it be, cost hope.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of pushing the limits on what, the soldier would be, depending on the setting and timeline and whatever. So, the way that it's just bare minimum you have to do that, that's weird.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's so weird. I can't take the opinion on art from someone who time traveled back to the early days of YouTube in terms of camera quality. I can't take the opinion seriously. I understand. Yes, that's fine. Yeah. It's the thing. I don't know. The guy seems knowledgeable enough about like game design.
Yeah. Maybe
I
just
don't
have
know.
a friend do your video setup.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
D&D Vietnam. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet, actually.
It would be pretty good. Having to spend a hope is weird when the GM can just say no to how you use it. So why have it cost a resource? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what we're saying, right? Because it's like, in certain situations, it's exactly the same as like what you would do in Fate or any game that uses something like this. In the fucking Vampire, okay? Fucking Vampire has specialties that give you a bonus die every time a specialty can be used in a situation. And this has happened many a time on the thing. It happens pretty much all the time, not all the time actually, but like
not all the time, but yeah. In
certain situations, you can just say, "Oh, well, this is." I'll take one of the ones from Nicholas. Victim is one of his specialties in Persuade. So, in those situations, he can, if he's talking to a victim of some sort, he can get a bonus die in those situations. And there are times where we've questioned it of like, oh, is this a situation that I can utilize this specialty die? And it's like, well, not necessarily in this one, but yes, in this one. So like, I don't know. He bought that with his experience points. It's something that's now a part of his character. If he had to spend something every time he had to use that, I would go, oh, that's weird.
That's dumb. We're not doing that.
Why would we do that? No. So yeah, same kind of thing that I can now relate to, like with the thing that we used. Welcome to Germania, gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah, how much Electrum is Hope worth? Great question.
Well, looking at my Electrum calculator here.
When you strip away the illusion, it's just spend a hope to add a big bonus to your roll. If you're the kind of player who likes being a rules lawyer, you might like experiences. Personally, I feel like it's just another place where they were afraid to impose any kind of restrictions or guidance to the extent that it chips away at the game's structural integrity. Now, one or two janky systems isn't enough to bring the entire game down.
True.
But so far, I've just been talking about nitpicks. I'm going to talk about my main criticism of the game, and that's the reason I had to stop playing Daggerheart.
Okay.
While not everyone realizes this, one of the most important functions of rules in RPGs is to act as an independent arbiter. The GM doesn't decide when you die, the dice rolls do. That layer of separation between the arbiter and the laws they uphold are what stops the entire game from just becoming
fall. Sorry.
GM fiat. In most RPGs, in combat, there's a sense that the GM isn't actively trying to kill the players.
Yes.
They're just acting out the monsters, having the monsters do what the monsters would do. And they can fudge things in a few different ways to make things plausibly easier when needed, or they can drop in some reinforcements when things are too easy, but they're not in full control of the rules. Monsters have to act on their turn according to their nature. And I think that's why combat can be so thrilling in RPGs, even without the dopaminergic gamified mechanics of video games. You're in your character's shoes, where anything could go wrong. The consequences are real and lasting. It's possible for a campaign to end because of bad rolls. Crucially, even the GM doesn't know what's going to happen. It can be heartbreaking. It can be exhilarating. And this isn't just true of crunchy games, it's also true of narrative games like Candela Obscura or...
Well, you just said TTRPGs, so you already included all these, but yeah, go on.
Ironsworn. In those games, consequences happen immediately when a player fails a roll. Feedback is instantaneous. And when your resolution has some really consequential possible outcomes, occasionally you will get the worst possible result. This weekend, I was running a playtest of my own system, and I was sort of trying to take it easy on the players, because most of them didn't really know the system. So when an enemy rolled an ultimate success versus the player who just happened to be my Daggerheart GM, and they took him from uninjured to downed in that single hit, it wasn't my choice. It wasn't fair. It was just phenomenally unlucky. But it instantly created stakes, drama, and the reality that the players had to act.
I mean, that can that's like something that could happen in Call of Cthulhu and shit. Like, that's fair enough,
True.
I don't see that being a problem at all.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of strange to hear about a D&D style thing.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if his is a D&D style thing or not. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever his system is.
Yeah.
Or lose a teammate, and when he struggled back to his feet, it felt like snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. In Daggerheart, that never would have happened, because rules as written, GMs don't even crit. Now, I would just ignore that rule, but even as a player, the damage system is designed to make it so that nothing too dramatic ever happens, because after rolling all your damage die, adding them up, and comparing them to the enemy damage thresholds, the most damage you ever do is 3.
Yeah, okay. This is what I was wondering about with the actual character sheets. So, just for context here, and I assume he's going to talk about it in a second as well, but like your damage and health thing is like a tracker, basically. Basically think like Vampire has of 10 pips, basically. Whether or not you have that full 10 or not depends on your stats, right? And then for damage and health, in this section, minor damage is 1 HP, major damage is 2 HP, and severe damage is 3 HP. So, what I'm assuming happens is whenever you're in whatever situation, like you're saying, you're comparing damage dice, however much you might be over, you would get that severe, and it would be 3 HP.
That's weird.
It is strange, but having something where you have up to 10 HP, I mean, that is a big blow.
It is.
So, I don't know. I guess we'll see how he frames it, but to me, that seems perfectly fine within the system,
I guess the thing that's weirding me out really is just the fact that it's a fantasy game, and I don't know of any fantasy games, or at least, ones that advertise themselves as fantasy games, where that's the case, because in Call of Cthulhu, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Even though, even in Call of Cthulhu, you can have more than 10 if you're, like, really chonk.
14 sometimes,
you can have, like, 14, 15, 16, even if you're...
And if you're doing Pulp Cthulhu, you can have a bit more as well, but that's
you can have, like, 30.
Yeah.
And... it's hard for me to get my brain around it, because I'm imagining in my head, it's like, oh yeah, it's Daggerheart, oh, it's like D&D, and he keeps referring to it as, this is making me think of D&D and blah blah blah. So
yeah, I keep hearing
it's hard for me to get past that.
Yeah, I keep hearing that it's like reskin D&D a little bit, like in certain aspects, and I'm like, okay, but like certain things like this, I'm like, well, that feels like you can continue to have, how people complain about the stakes of D&D as you level up, not having everything matter. Well, this seems like a good way to make it so that things matter all the time. Now, I get the idea of like, oh, you've rolled so many damage dice and you didn't do that much damage, quote unquote. But at the same time, it really depends on how the system works with these minor, severe, and minor, major, and severe damages, right? I don't know if there's an injury system. I doubt it, but there could be a lot of stuff. And again, when you have up to 10, you don't necessarily have 10. 3 could be half your health.
Yeah.
Right?
And the other thing is that I would assume that this damage is not like taking place in a vacuum. No. It's not like, oh, everybody fights one goblin, no one moves, and you just swing your sword like it's in RuneScape.
Yeah.
So you could get hit with 3 severe damages and you're instant down. Like,
right.
Come on.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, I We'll see how he frames it.
Yeah.
3 hit points. Wait, no, there's an optional rule. Massive damage, so that if you deal double an enemy's severe threshold, something that almost never happens, they take 4 damage. Wow. That's almost enough to incapacitate a level 1 wizard.
Okay.
It's like an invisible wall in a video game. Like if Frodo reached the edge of the Shire and Gandalf popped up like, "You cannot pass. It's dangerous pass here." And we wouldn't want that now, would we?
This feels disingenuous
I
just
wouldn't
from
go
the way
Yeah.
that I can understand the system from the character sheet. But
Yeah.
you would have to explain to me more how the actual damage works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know enough yet. I really don't know enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say modded D&D more so than reskinned. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mentioned before, there are times where I felt legitimately hopeless playing this game.
Sure.
Not because I'd spent all my hope, but because I was jumping through all these hoops, adding and subtracting, pouring through my skill cards, checking ranges, for a game where absolutely none of those mechanical choices matter.
Okay.
Why? The spotlight system.
Oh.
I hate
Okay.
the spotlight system more than any mechanic I've ever encountered in any game.
Oh.
And I didn't say tabletop RPG, I said game.
Oh.
The
Okay.
spotlight system is an abstraction that, in combat or action scenes, serves as this game's replacement for initiative. Or I should say, it's an initiative-shaped hole, which destroys everything it touches.
Uh-huh.
In the spotlight system, there are no rounds or turns. You just sort of decide who goes next based on vibe. Monsters take a turn when the GM feels like they should. I mean, sure, there's guidelines for when to do it, usually after a player rolls with fear, but the rules explicitly say you can make a GM move at any time, and a GM move can be anything. It doesn't have to be spotlighting a monster. Examples of GM moves include show how the world reacts, which is a grandiloquent way of saying stuff happens. In other words, in combat, the GM can completely choose the balance of the combat at their discretion. They can tune it up by spending fear, or they can tune it down by not spending fear. Whether there's 4 enemies left or 1, it doesn't matter. Players and GMs get the same number of turns either way, which is as many as they fucking feel like. None of the danger I'm supposed to feel from the reality of the fiction is reflected in the mechanics of the game.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay. I can see that being completely weirdly immersion breaking, right? Because at the same time, I can see why they would do it for things like something that is a boss fight, quote unquote, right? Where you're fighting a dragon, and the dragon should be able to do a lot of stuff because it's a dragon, you know?
Yeah.
Which is why.
Well, I mean, don't forget, you have way less damage being dealt.
Yeah.
So there might be times when you just kind of want your enemies to be able to actually do something.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm fully on board with it, but that's
No.
definitely a reason.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it would work better for the system in play because of the health values, right?
Yeah.
Again, don't know enough about how damage works, unfortunately, to make too much of an opinion on it. And again, it could be that it's hard.
Yeah.
Like from what he's describing, it's hard for you to even get to that severe threshold with damage dice. And what I'm assuming that is it's some combination of like the armor that you have as well as your evasion that you have, because those are 2 different stats that you have. And and then if they go past it by a certain margin, that's when they would take severe or minor or major, right? I
He kept
assume.
he kept saying that you have to compare damage dice or something. So
yeah.
maybe it's like saves and damages. I don't
Something
know.
like that. Something. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a defense roll of some sort or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Is he describing the spotlight system accurately, Alejo? Can I request a fact check?
Ooh.
Yeah, I suppose. Let me see what I can find. Because I don't know if Daggerheart. Let's see. Rules. I think there's a there's like a quick start guide or something that I can look at that would probably give us something. Homebrew kit. Wow. Quick start
I
adventure.
need a kit to be able to homebrew.
Excuse me. Daggerheart. Daggerheart.com. Resources. Getting started. Quick start adventure. Yeah, sure. Let's see. Okay. Choosing a character. The basic. Oh, okay, basics. Yeah, let's go with basics. I like basics. Yeah. Okay. Let's read about this. 2 seconds, everybody. Put it over here so you can see it. Okay. Oh, this is basics for the character. Okay, let's go a little further and see if there's anything about, like, what you do as the GM. Barnacle? Wow.
Barnacles? Barnacles. I hate the pill.
These are all characters for sure. Game Master, here we go. Okay. Let me put this in front of me so that I can see it a bit better. So, let me check that this is showing up right. Yes. Introduction. Yeah. Mechanical overview. Here we go. Okay. Rolling dice. Action rolls.
Action roll.
Let's talk about how we roll
like
dice.
Sonic would do, actually.
Yeah, true. Let's talk about how we roll dice in Daggerheart. Basics. Here we go. First, grab your 2d12 dice, called your duality dice. Dice which represents hope and which represents fear. Okay. When you have your character do something in the story that is dangerous or could result in consequences, probably ask you to make an action roll. You'll roll both of those d12 dice and add the applicable character trait to the result. So, yep, fair enough. Okay.
Also, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Because they were called duality dice, is it spelled duality as in the duality of man, or duality as in duality? Finish him like that, where you do, because it's this shit that you do.
Yeah, no, it's that duality of man. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be. Okay, if you roll, okay, so say you're making an agility roll, you have +2 in the trait. Take 2 tokens into your hand and roll them along with your dice. Tokens? What? Then you'll count everything up and tell me the result. Blah 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 blah. 6 on the hope die and 10 on the fear die. That would be 16 plus the 2 tokens you rolled, bringing you a total of 18. Because the fear die rolled higher, you would tell me that you got an 18 with fear. If you rolled with hope, you would mark a hope on your sheet. If you roll with fear, I gain a fear and can make a GM move. Ah, okay.
Okay.
Means I get to impact the flow of the narrative, usually to add some kind of complication to the scene. Yeah, that's fair. That's a whole mechanic that's like in I've seen it in like Cohort Cthulhu, something like that.
Oh yes,
yeah,
yes.
that's in there.
It's the ones. It's the Cthulhu games that are made. Oh, I forget the one that makes them. I think it's
Modiphius.
Yes, that's it. Modiphius.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Night Fox for some reason.
Yeah. So, okay. If you roll hope, blah blah blah, take that number of fear tokens to illustrate this. Experience. You can spend a hope before the roll to describe how that experience helps you and add its value to your roll. Spellcast rolls. Using your spellcasting trait. Okay, whatever. Success with hope, blah blah blah. Success with fear, blah blah blah. Failure with fear, okay. Combat. Here we go. Okay, finally. If any of your action rolls, okay, blah blah blah.
And you're looking for the spotlight system specifically.
Yeah, so this is the thing about this that says If any of your action rolls during combat are with fear or a failure, I will often use my GM move to put the spotlight on an adversary who is attacking you or doing something else important on the scene as a consequence. Additionally, I have the opportunity to spend fear after that happens to shift the spotlight to an additional adversary or make another GM move. So that sounds like, at least to me, is that it's a resource that needs to be spent if you're doing something out of turn, quote unquote.
Or if just been hit with a lot of fear.
Yeah.
So that's false then, effectively.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't just do that.
It's not telling me about the actual like system, so I need to see that to make certain. Oh, I just got a message. What's up? Oh, thank you, Shin. I appreciate you. Okay.
Oh, does he have
Shin has given me the actual page in Daggerheart 196. I appreciate you immensely. Okay,
very cool.
Let's look at this. Okay. Oh, I didn't realize it looked like that on the screen. I apologize. Okay. Let's make this window a little bit more readable. There we go. Okay. Spotlight features. Okay. Some features allow you to immediately spotlight one or more other adversaries. Unless otherwise specified, this doesn't require spending fear. When a feature tells you to spotlight more than one adversary, you can choose the order in which they act. While an adversary is spotlighted in this way, you can't use another spotlighting feature. Okay, yeah, so that's when it's used as a feature.
Yeah.
With fear, yeah, it seems like it's something where with the initiative system, if there is that whole like back and forth kind of thing, absolutely, you can make it go however you want to, but it doesn't sound like you can be a dick about it, quote unquote, right? And go out of turn because of the fact that you have you want them to just do a bunch of shit. You
still need to have a resource effectively.
Yeah, so the GM seems to need the fear resource in order to even be able to do what he's talking about.
And this is sounding more and more like the Conan RPG, also by Modiphius. I think it's Conan Adventures in an Age Unheard of, I think.
Maybe.
And the way that works is you can kind of do more shit as an enemy if you spend Doom.
Yeah.
And the way you get Doom is certain enemies, like an encounter, you always start with at least a little bit of Doom.
Makes sense.
So that way you can do stuff if you need. But if your characters roll a die and then they do poorly, they can be like, hey, can I re-roll this? Sure, but I get some Doom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so you can and then you can save up Doom through the session and stuff. So, yeah, it sounds like that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything at all that's a bad, way to do it.
Like, not nearly to the point where he's describing it.
Yeah,
like, this is the worst mechanic I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's something that seems like a mechanic that's in a bunch of TTRPGs.
Yeah, this seems fine.
Seems fine. So, okay.
Especially after looking through and really dissecting it, yeah, this seems completely fine.
Yeah.
Cry more.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, legitimately. Like, it's like, I don't know why you would make it sound like this.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring things to a halt, but he was sounding a bit overblown with how he was talking about it. Oh no, you're
good, absolutely good.
This is the point of the show.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
We've
it
done
is the
this
point
many
of the
a
show.
time.
If
it's
there's something that does feel off, absolutely, like say something for sure, and we can go off that. Like this is without us having read anything about Daggerheart. We're kind of going into it, but absolutely from the beginning, it just felt like weird. So. Yeah,
don't apologize for wanting to
understand,
spread the truth.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Not a problem at all. Going off my gut there. Yeah, no, dude, it's fair.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, this section might help understand it too. Thank you. My goodness. With all of these resources, we appreciate it. Okay, hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get it up on the screen. So this is from page 194, the adversary features. At the bottom of each stat block lists the adversary's features. Features can take 3 forms: actions, reactions, and passives. The following sections describe how to use these features and provide a few examples. If an adversary stat block mentions an ally, this is a tip, it's referring to a fellow adversary, not a PC. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, thanks.
Activating features. For an adversary to use an action, they must have the spotlight. Passives and reactions typically don't require the spotlight. Some features require you to use additional resources such as marking stress. Some moves call for you to mark a stress, meaning you mark 1 stress on your adversary. Other more powerful moves might tell you to mark 2 stress or more. Each adversary's stress is tracked individually. If one adversary marks all their stress, they can't mark a different adversary's stress to use that move. Fair enough. Spending fear. Some moves say to spend a fear. Other more powerful moves might tell you to spend fear or, well, that's covered by the page thing, but, or I assume more. For one of these moves, you must spend fear, even if you, even if you've already spent a fear to spotlight the adversary. There you go.
Okay.
So,
so you have to use double the fear
exactly.
to spotlight someone and then do shit.
Exactly. Sometimes, yeah.
So it's
you use
incredibly
one to
costly
spotlight
to do what he's describing.
Exactly. 1 to spotlight, and then if there's another cost of 1 or more, you have to spend that as well. Yeah.
Okay. So
some
that's
adversaries,
it's perfectly restrictive to me.
Yeah, it seems fine. Some adversaries require tokens to be placed on their stat blocks for certain features. These adversary tokens are used as counters, similar to the player's character tokens. Oh, there you go. That's also a thing. Okay. Yeah, no, it seems perfectly reasonable.
So the way he's describing it, because I remember he was describing a situation where he critted his Daggerheart GM.
Yes.
This sounds like someone who was described the spotlight system by somebody who was angry. You know what I mean?
It does seem that way, but I would assume that he's read it. Because he's talking about very specific things. Like the other stuff seems very specific and seems like it's fine.
Yeah, but I mean this one's so glaring that it's
it kind of makes me wonder about it.
Yeah.
I found a PDF of the GM guide, I think. Okay, spotlighting the adversary. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay, I've got this. This will be something that's also useful. Research. All right.
Indeed.
So.
And not the fun kind, sadly, but, you know.
Okay.
Gotta do the boring scientific kind.
Didn't see the page number blocking it. It said spend 2 fear or more. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought it said. Very cool. All right. Thank you, Shin. All right. So, let me get this back into frame because I changed how that looked to make it so that it would look correct. Okay. So this is the stuff that you can actually do in the game. You've got your hope and fear system, how you can use it. So, hope and fear. On a roll with hope, the player gains a hope. They can spend the hope to help an ally utilize an experience, initiate a tag team roll, which is it seems pretty cool. Activate a hope feature, right? Makes sense. On a roll with fear, you gain a fear as the GM. You can spend fear to interrupt the players to make a move, make an additional GM move, which there's a bunch of GM moves in a second. Spotlight an additional adversary during a battle. So on the same turn that you're spotlighting, I'm assuming. Use an adversary's fear feature, use an environment's fear feature, add an adversary's experience to a roll. So you have to use fear for a lot of shit.
And then you also have to, if you want to spotlight anybody else, you have to spend an additional one.
Yeah. And this says spotlighting adversaries. When you spotlight an adversary, you might have them move within close range and make a weapon attack, move within close range and use an adversary action, end a temporary condition or effect, sprint somewhere else on the battlefield. Fair enough, sure. And then GM moves. You make a move whenever they roll with fear on an action roll. So whenever there's a actual failure with fear or something, with a success with fear, so a consequence happens, but they succeed, right? They fail an action roll. There you go. They do something that would have consequences, so that's the failing forward thing. They give you a golden opportunity. That seems a little... I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
They look to you for what happens next. Fair. Okay, that makes sense. Right.
Yeah, the golden opportunity one is the only one in there that's really particularly sus to me.
Yeah,
I understand it.
They have a bunch of examples here, so I'm going to see if there's a golden opportunity here.
Okay. Yeah, because while you're looking, the thing I would suspect a golden opportunity might be is like, you know, when people get hit with analysis paralysis and they're just standing there arguing, and then the DM is like, well, it's because you were standing there arguing for so long, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
you know,
which is just a thing that we did.
That would be a golden opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. So these are the example GM moves, and I'm not gonna read their example like text, but these are the examples. Except for one of them. I'll read that one, which is the actual spotlight and adversary one. So we'll see a little bit more about that. But these are your example GM moves. So you show how the world reacts, which is one of them. Ask a question and build on the answer.
Okay.
What does that mean? How is it that you notice the assassin lurking in the treetops? Oh, okay. You're just asking them to clarify how they would do something, basically. Okay.
Yeah, fully describe how something has occurred.
Yeah. Make an NPC act in accordance with their motive. Makes sense, sure.
You have to... okay.
It's just... These are just your examples, right?
Oh, right, yeah, this is the make the world react, right?
Well, so this is all... No, these are all of your example moves. The world react one is just its thing. Yeah, I assume, this is for anybody who's never done it before. It makes sense. Like,
yeah, true.
Anyway, okay. Learn on the character's goals... lean on the character's goals to drive them to action. What does that mean? The relic you've been trying to recover for your people floats ominously in the center of the altar, surrounded by cultists, preparing to drain its power. Okay, so show how the world reacts.
Well, I think in this instance, it would be more so, instead of showing how the world reacts, is how the character reacts.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. I guess it would just be that kind of a thing. Kind of like in Vampire, where you're like, oh, can you stop drinking somebody?
Oh, yeah.
You know, make a check to see if you can do it.
I was going to say...
see if you can prevent yourself from jumping out with the cultists.
Yeah, it's true. It's not... I guess that's something that I would just think is an inherent choice rather than something that's like a specific thing that I would need to, say, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that just feels like part of the NPC thing, really, or anything, like the world react and all that.
Yeah. I think because you would be influencing potentially you could be influencing a PC with that
that's
type of thing, I think that makes sense that you would have to roll for it.
Yeah. Use something to do it or something. Signal an imminent off-screen threat. You hear the crashing of falling trees, shattered branch. Okay, yeah. What do you do? Yeah, sure. Oh, and remember, these are just whenever a golden opportunity, or they look to you what happens next, or they do something with consequences. So this is basic, like, as a GM, you're running the game stuff, right? Like, this isn't really stuff that is like, oh, you need to spend something necessarily. This is just you are doing this as the GM.
Yes.
Okay. That makes more sense now. Reveal an unwelcome truth or unexpected danger. Force the group to split up. Oh, because of a situation that happens in the narrative. From the example, it looks like. Make a PC mark stress as a consequence for their actions. Yeah, makes sense. Make a move the characters don't see. Yeah.
Okay.
You brace for an alarm, but the door clicks open and everything seems fine for now. That's the example. So you're foreshadowing that nothing has happened, but maybe something has happened.
Yeah.
It's, again, very simple DM stuff. Show the collateral damage. Clear a temporary condition or effect. Shift the environment. Spotlight an adversary. So as the skeleton dredge shambles forward to strike you, you see the two others on the flank turn their attention toward you as well. Okay, that's just telling you what it is. Capture someone or something important. Right. Okay, sure. Use a PC's backstory against them. Yeah, sure. Take away an opportunity permanently. That's, yeah, because if something is... You should have some things that happen that are permanent, absolutely. So, again, this is all, again, very basic GM stuff. This is literally telling you how do you... Like, again, it's to somebody that's never GM'd before in their life, really. They're explaining how it works. And that's fine, because
this very basic.
This seems like it's part of the quick start guide and all that, so it makes sense that they would just go, you've never done this, here's
what you can do. Here are examples. Yeah.
So I really, unfortunately, it's not as detailed about the spotlight stuff, so I really don't know necessarily about that. Get all these off my screen. All right. But anyway, we'll continue on. I'm with Boo. What else is he making look worse than it is? I mean, that's the thing. You now get this thing in your head of like, well, you said this about this one thing, but like, what about all the rest of the stuff that you've been saying?
Yeah, that's the problem.
The one thing that I'll at least go with him on is like the rules kind of dictating how things work, right?
Yeah. I'm not.
Shin with more stuff. Thank you.
Oh, dear God.
A word search only brings golden opportunity up in 2 places in the book, so here they are. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, that's not good.
We'll see.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say is I am not in the position where I'm taking everything he's saying in bad faith.
No.
It just seems like the way he was describing it sounded that way to me, where it's like, the GM that he plays under was complaining. He explained it, and it's like, oh man, this thing sucks. You can just do this and this and this and this. And, the person describing it, because they don't like it or they're upset with it, has described it poorly.
Yeah, that's
kind of like when you're telling a story about someone and you give them like a really stupid voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Alejo. You're welcome. They give you a golden opportunity. Here we go. Sometimes a PC's decision gives you the perfect opportunity for a dramatic move. Perhaps they move too close to a waiting predator or get distracted while watching for intruders. In these cases, a roll doesn't prompt your move, but you can still seize the opportunity for a powerful dramatic beat. For example, if the PCs are hiding from a group of thieves while discussing the bandit leader's plans, a PC might say with dramatic irony, "But surely they won't look in the eaves of every barn in the district." In response, you might describe the barn door swinging open as a bandit steps inside, a lit torch in one hand and a sword in the other, as they peer into the rafters where the characters are hiding.
Okay,
sure.
You know what? Sure. I can get behind that kind of like fucking.
Yeah, it's
get behind
silly.
That kind of shit.
Yeah, it's silly, but yeah, it's fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the other.
Very Marvel movie. He's right behind me, isn't he?
yeah, it's for sure. So the other instance of golden opportunity we have is part of the Gravity of Empire action. Spend a fear to present a PC with a golden opportunity to offer to satisfy a major goal in exchange for obeying to support the Empire. The target must make a presence reaction roll. On a failure, they must mark all their stress or accept the offer. If they have already marked all of their stress, they must accept the offer or exile themselves from the Empire. On a success, they must mark 1d4 stress as their text by temptation.
Okay.
Sure. So that's just a thing for a feature of the Imperial Court, a tier 4 social thing. Yeah. It's an adversary of some sort. That's a difficulty 20. Yeah, okay.
Jeez.
That's a very late
so that's
game.
like a max level thing.
Yeah, it's a very late game thing of like, well, we could absolutely release your entire family from the dungeon, but you must pledge to us your service, you know? Yeah, fair enough. Sure.
Yeah.
See, now, here's the thing that I am now kind of encountering, though. This is a weird mechanical thing for something that I would just go with, like, a story beat. Of, like, this is how they would act. Right? And then in the presence of them doing such a thing, instead of, like, making them roll all this stuff, I would just go, okay, so choose, and then if they go, yeah, I'll do it, then it's like, all right, well, you're pledging to, like, the people that hate you and everybody that you stand for, so you're probably going to take a little stress.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you don't do it, then you're probably going to take a little stress because now that you're in front of these people and they know that you're against them. You know, you'll take less stress if you go with them for sure. But, like, or maybe the other way around. I don't know. It depends, right? But it would matter on, like, the PC, what they think, and then what the people think about them, right? And even then, with the stress thing, I get, like, the point of it and the mechanics of it, but, like, why... for stuff like that, I'm not sure about using the stress system, you know?
Yeah. Just doesn't
again,
really seem necessary.
Yeah, then again, I don't know...
The actual narrative downsides are what you're going for here.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole situation is narrative in nature.
Yeah. So, like... I don't know. It feels a little weird to me to have a mechanical thing in place for something that is a social situation. Where it's not required, at least in my head. But again, I don't know how stress works, I guess, necessarily, so there could be something there, I guess.
Yeah, there could be enough to it where, you know, it's important to utilize and inflict.
Yeah. You know what? Daggerheart stress rules. Let's find out what stress even does. More research.
Yes. We need context. Delicious context.
Delicious, delectable context. Okay, let's go for the Daggerheart wiki. This'll work. Okay. So, thank you, Ad, for NASCAR. That's sick, dude.
Yo.
Whoa, they go left.
They go left.
That's crazy,
100 times.
You ever seen them go left, dude? It's crazy.
Yeah, man. And don't you know that the #1 fan base for fucking NASCAR is ttrpg players?
That's right, dude. NASCAR. Now
weird.
streaming on HBO Max. Wow. Crazy. Anyway.
That's funny.
Okay. So, stress represents the mental and physical strain put on a character or adversary during their adventures. Some effects require the marking of a stress point. Additionally, one can sometimes choose to mark a stress point to affect the narrative. When this is done, consider the burden your character knowingly accepts. Does the character's anxiety increase as you use a new tactic in a high-stakes negotiation? Do they accept the impact of witnessing horrors in order to dive back into the danger and save an innocent? Are they willing to take minor abrasions to fatally wound your foe? So it sounds... Oh, here we go. Marking stress points. When an effect requires a player to mark a stress point, this is done on the character sheet, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, but what happened... Oh, here we go. If they mark their character's last stress, they become vulnerable, see conditions, until they are clear at least one stress or clear the vulnerable condition through other means, such as a spell, ability, or GM fiat.
Fix it again, Tony? What the fuck? That's a what is it? That's a King of the Hill joke.
There you go.
I think it is anyway.
Okay, vulnerable. When someone acquires the vulnerable condition, this means they're temporarily in a difficult position. This might mean they're knocked over, scrambling to keep balance, caught off guard, or anything else that makes sense in the scene. When a creature becomes vulnerable, the players and GM should work together to describe narratively how that happens. When a creature is vulnerable, all rolls targeting them have advantage. If they're already vulnerable, they ignore effects that would make them vulnerable again. Makes sense. Okay.
This, I don't know why, but when in that description, the only thing I was thinking of was a suspect breaking down in a Phoenix Wright game.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing, right? So, okay. Yeah. So, again, I don't see this as anything as a problem in any way. In any way whatsoever for the Spotlight system. Oh, you know what? Let's look at Spotlight system on this fucking wiki. That'll fucking tell me something. Spotlight.
Oh, yeah.
Not doing the thing, so I can't search it. That's cool, man. Spotlight. Okay, here we go. Okay, so fuck off with this. So this is under the mechanics of move. You can see the references here in page 88 of the playtest manuscript and page 100 of the playtest manuscript. That's weird. Whenever player or GM, I don't know. I assume this was before it came. This is before it was even released. That's weird.
Then that might not be 100%.
Yeah.
Like accurate. Then
hold on. All right. Well, point is, right?
Yeah.
Point is that the stress thing for that one thing with the golden opportunity for that one enemy feels odd. Now, stress making somebody vulnerable in a scene when they're using it to basically work with the player to see, how they feel about the situation, how it should affect them and all that stuff. I find that great. I find that fine. That's what you want in this kind of system. If this is your intention, right? So they can manifest it however they need to. They can play it however they need to. Hell, with the stress system itself, it's even saying the players basically can say, hey, I want to take stress if I can do this. Which is great. I think that's fantastic to do because it's that risk reward system of like you're getting closer to the fact that you could be vulnerable, and some enemies can create stress. With like psychic abilities or some other sort of thing, right?
Holding up a job application in front of your face.
That's right. It's so stressful.
That's a little too horrible.
It's too much, dude.
That's just too much, man. Come on, have mercy.
Yeah. But like, okay. So I don't see this I don't see that as a problem, and I don't see the Spotlight stuff as a problem because from everything that I've seen here, mechanically speaking, it's got its limits, and you can't just do this shit willy-nilly. You can to an extent, but like not in a way that's game-breaking, quote-unquote. And like if it is that one adversary versus a group, then it makes sense to me that you could do like one thing, and then if they do their thing with fear, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, now I can make a thing in return. But that's already like a turn.
A thing?
A turn against a turn, rather. Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a turn against a turn rather than it, and a reaction in a way. Instead of it being, well, I'm just going to do this shit arbitrarily.
Yeah.
It seems like it's put in the rules pretty well to me. So I don't know. I don't know about your complaint here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Bottom line is, unlike most other systems, if you die, it's probably only because you or the GM decided it was dramatically appropriate, and that takes a lot of the impact out of death. Some GMs will hear this and think, that sounds amazing. The ability to control balance on the fly. And, you think you want this, but you really don't. This is a monkey's paw. And what you're wishing for is to leech all the tension and stakes out of the game. If there's never any real risk of tremendous consequential failure, your successes feel hollow, or worse.
Well, so there's always the risk because you can always fail. Like,
Yeah.
That's part of the die rolls. Like, that's... With both of the D12s, if you get under your target, you fail. And then it's even worse if you fucking get failure with fear. Like, you super fucking... And then guess what? Oh, your adversary or whatever then gets to do something because of that.
That's even worse.
Yeah, that's in fact, the stakes could not get higher than that. You fucked it up to the point that the fucking enemy could now maybe decapitate your friend.
Yeah.
Like, again, the amount of health kind of makes it so that if I'm doing 3 damage, that's a lot of damage, my guy. My guy, you said the level 1 wizard might have 4 health. Hell, the level fucking 10 wizard might still have 4 health. Just has, higher armor or evasion. So it's harder to make that happen. But if they do get hit, they're gonna fucking go down. So, I don't know, man. You really gotta sell this harder to me now, because I've looked into the rules.
Handed to you by the GM. And it's worth saying, you can do this in other games too. So long as you never tell the players, you can make the game and the stakes as fake as you want. You can replace the shared fictional reality with a hollow facsimile and they'll never know.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds fucking lame to me, but you can. But in Daggerheart, you don't get a choice. That's the default. Enemies act when you, as the GM, want them to. You don't even have to spend fear. Save it for your adversary.
Yes, you do.
Dude. So, again, like, so you do if you want to do multiple. And if you don't want to do multiple at the same time, then guess what? Yeah, you do it when they fail. Okay? Now, the golden opportunity thing is a gray area. I'll give you that. Yeah. But if you're not abusing it, should be okay.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's a lot of trust that you got to put in your GMs for a lot of things. So, like, I don't know. This just seems like you just gotta see how it flows and make it fit and work.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work for every table, and it's not gonna work for every person at the table, right? And
Of course not.
it certainly didn't work for you, and that's fine. Okay, I didn't want to make this video, but like, it seems like your video.
This podcast.
You're really. I didn't want to make this I didn't want to start year 7. Okay, talking about your fucking video, but. But,
Oof.
and I didn't come in here wanting to, like, hate on your video, but I'm going to, okay? Because you're setting up this fucking scene, and you're really going hard on it. It might just be because we're pausing and stuff and listening to what you're saying. But, like, and we're not just fucking following along.
Yeah.
But, like, it seems like something has happened when you were playing it that didn't seem to, like, coincide, or you didn't seem to understand how it was actually working, or somebody somewhere didn't understand something. Because I feel like the system itself, in its vagary and its actual hard set stuff, lets you do the turn-based system if that's how it works and that's how you want it to work. And it seems like it's inherently there, just in the sense of I go, then the GM goes, then I go, or I'm sorry, well, you know, as players, I go, GM goes, they go, GM goes, like, because of what's happening, rather than it's my turn, I'm going to do all of my stuff, it's now GM's turn to do all their stuff, and then it's their turn again, and then it's my other friend's turn, and then the monster gets to do all their stuff. Like, it takes the initiative order out of it and just makes it reactive, you know?
Yeah.
And
Which I
feel
kind of like, honestly.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. I don't see... And again, if you want more to happen, you have to spend additional resources that you have gained because of the PCs fucking up. Or, like, voluntarily giving you it, right? For whatever reason. So, like, it seems fine.
Yeah, no, this seems fine to me.
or don't. In the end, it's all just paper shuffling, bookkeeping. It doesn't matter. The fear economy in this game is the illusion of anything significant occurring.
Oh.
But it's a pretty good illusion. Just like the fiction first slogan, it's all about marketing, how you sell it. A good GM can make it feel like fear tokens represent a looming threat, a growing dread.
Which they do.
And the rules provide enough layers to this illusion that your players will probably be tricked for a while.
Okay.
They might not realize it consciously, but they'll feel it. Something missing. A hollowness. Like a slow exsanguination of the spirit. That's all the real stakes and tension leaving the table.
Yeah.
The death of verisimilitude.
Oh, he said it!
Oh my god.
In the beginning of this, okay, he said ludonarrative dissonance, right? And I was like, oh, that's interesting to use because you're a game designer, and so, like, that's fine if you're using that. And literally I said, you know, when I watch these kinds of videos, I'm on the lookout for verisimilitude because that word has been ruined by all of these people who utilize it all the fucking time when they're, like, just trying to sound smart and shit. Okay?
Yeah, I do remember that word popping up a lot in like the earlier
early days.
Season 1.
Yeah, in the early days.
God. Wasn't it fucking Cozy that did that shit?
I think so.
A lot?
I think he did it a few times, yeah. I think so. It was a thing. And like why have you become my meme? Like
oh man.
Oh. You think you want it, but you don't. Hire this guy, Blizzard. Exactly, dude.
Yeah, man.
Did he really just...
Now it's really starting to become, like, vitriolic.
A little bit, yeah. Did he really say, you think you want it, but you don't? Dude, what if I do want it? Sorry, that type of line bugs me. Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
And here's the thing that I'm immediately taking issue with. If you are playing a TTRPG with friends, you don't just drop the book on the table and the session starts.
No.
You fucking pitch the game, you tell them what it is, you explain some of the important systems, and then you start playing.
Yeah.
There is no way in hell that your players, after having done your game pitch, don't know about this system. Yeah. They understand it because... in order for you to use it properly, they have to know that, oh, this can create it, this can cause it, and you can give me some of it in exchange for this. They know that. So you can't tell me that they weren't on board with it. Or at the very least, they didn't understand it, and they didn't know the consequences of it.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Well, so, and this is the other thing. Even though it might be that this was the first time any of them had ever done it at all. And they all just went, let's just try it, right? And they didn't look into it much. They didn't fucking do it. But, like, even so, right? Even so, you're playing the game. You're looking at the book. You're trying to figure it out, right? Now, that is fine, and it will lead to your interpretation of the rules. But I think that it will also skew this person's view of it because they had to look in the book so much, you know? It's one of those things where it's a catch-22, unfortunately, right? Because what they were... And I understand it to a degree, because what they were looking for is, like they said, a fiction-focused game, right? They wanted that first.
Yes.
But they had to keep looking at these mechanics because the game doesn't necessarily actually work that way, right? And that's fair enough to get annoyed by that. And then... because of that, it would snowball, right?
Yes.
Every time that this shit was going on, they'd just be like, why the fuck do we still have to look in the book? This is not what this is supposed to be, right?
Yes.
So, like, to a degree, I understand that nitpick that he was talking about before, that he's identified...
eventually become a not POC.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
It will color everything in the future, right? So I think there's a bit of that to this video, unfortunately. So like, there's not much that I can do with that other than say, slow your roll a little bit, guy. Like, go and look at the rules themselves. I know that you don't want to. I get that. I get that. I really do.
Just like, I think the problem in that situation is Like, I wanted a fiction first game.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. And then every time you look in the book, you're asking, is it like, why isn't this? Why
Yes.
isn't this?
Yes.
Instead of just being like, okay, it's not this. I'll stop thinking about it in that way.
Yes.
You kind of just latched onto it and expected it to change every time you opened the book. And when
Exactly.
it didn't, you got
That's what
more
it
and more
feels like.
frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's absolutely what it feels like,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Very odd. Very odd.
Yeah. So, I don't know. He's really hitting with all the big words, huh? Yeah, exactly. But I will kill Artorias' verisimilitude. Exactly, dude. Gotta get him.
Yep.
I never finished that game. I need to finish that game.
What game?
Berseria.
Oh, one of the Dark Souls.
Tales of Berseria, I think it was.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wait, his name was Artorias?
Yeah, the guy that she wants to kill. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I thought it was because isn't there a one of the Dark Souls final bosses?
Yes, there is also a
well?
boss in Dark Souls called Artorias. Yes.
Okay,
But she
good.
would
I'm glad I
always
wasn't going
go
crazy
like, "But
there.
I will kill Artorias." Like
Yeah.
that was her thing.
Yeah, no, I do remember that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny. How she's like the murderer and yet team mom, or not like
Yeah.
murderer, but she's
kinda-
very bloodthirsty.
Yeah. I liked it. I did. I really did.
Yeah, no, she was a good character. I love her name. Like
I don't remember.
I will adore her name. It's Velvet Crow.
Yes. Oh,
It's
yes.
such a cool name.
That's
That's
cool
such a
name.
badass name.
Yeah, dude.
Game was mid, but
Yeah, it was.
Goddamn.
It was something that I was enjoying more so for the experience rather than like the gameplay. You know.
yes.
That's
That's why we got to get your ass onto Trails in the Sky. Holy fucking shit, dude. Especially now that they've remade the first one.
Yeah.
But hey, that's not all the Spotlight system does.
Oh.
No. Like I said before, the Spotlight is an initiative-shaped hole that destroys everything it touches. Let's talk about the player side of things. I talked before about how a game's mechanics inform how a game feels to play. If you want immersion, those mechanics should make you feel like your character.
Sure.
If Mothership's combat feels like being in the frantic parts of the Alien films, and Lancer's combat feels like actually piloting a giant overheating ball of death, Daggerheart feels like being in an improv class where you're competing to see who can impress the teacher the most. Because unlike every other narrative game, Daggerheart explicitly tells you that there are no rules for how long one player can hold the spotlight or how much you can do. So, in theory, and in practice, a single character can take as many actions as they want.
Yeah, but you would be a dickhead though.
Yeah, do you want to be that guy?
Yeah, like.
Not to mention, the GM will eventually be like, okay, you've had enough.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, why are you saying this?
Come on.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? Okay.
What are you doing?
What?
Making a mistake.
Exactly. Like, what? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, legitimately,
on
what the
now.
fuck? This is you. You can't be this stupid. You can't be this stupid about this.
Yeah, give me a break. No one does that.
Like, here's who does that. Children.
Yes.
Okay? Children, because they don't know better. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, hold on. Now I'm sorry. You said that it explicitly says this, so I'm gonna go on. Oh God, I gotta go on Reddit. I'm sorry. All right, here we go.
Oh no.
Please explain
Well,
how how the deal with turns and spotlight works out like I'm 5. Great post. Here we go. This is from Trick Grapefruit 6316.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
I don't know if you needed to go through the whole numbers. I'm not sure how many people have the name Trick Grapefruit.
Well, I mean, you just got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
All right. So, I have the book. I've been reading it. It's just not processing in my brain. Maybe I just need an example of how actual play to watch what they do. And if you can reference the book directly so I can find it myself, if you can. There you go. There is no distinction between being in combat and being out of combat. This is the, I assume, top post? Well, it's the first one, at least, so. The players have the spotlight until a player fails an action roll either with hope or fear. A player succeeds an action roll with fear. The GM spends 1 fear to take the spotlight for themselves. The player gives the GM a golden opportunity or a solid reason to take the spotlight for free, decided by the GM. The players ask the GM what happens next. While the players have the spotlight, they can use it however they want. There is no turn order. Players can act whenever they choose to. The idea is that players treat each other with respect and work in the interest of telling a compelling story. The spotlight can be passed between players simply by one player describing their actions in another player's direction. For example, player A, I grab the skeleton soldier and try to shove them towards player B, calling over, "Here, this one's yours." GM, cool. You grab the skeleton by its shoulder, spin it around, and place your boot against its back. Make a strength roll. Player A, oof, a 4 with fear. GM, unfortunately, the skeleton's bony physique isn't quite sturdy enough to get a good boot behind. Your foot pushes right through its armor and gets caught under a rib, and you slip. You mark 1 stress, and you're now vulnerable. The spotlight passes to the GM, who can make 1 GM move before spotlight returns to the players. Or, I mean, it sounds fine so far. Okay,
yeah, that sounds completely fine to me.
Player A, hell yeah, a crit. Excellent, GM says. You gain a hope and clear a stress if you had 1 marked. You push your boot up against the skeleton's back and shove hard, knocking it off its feet as it sprawls towards player B. In this position, it is certainly vulnerable, so any action rolls against it are with advantage. Player B, well done. I'll follow up with my sword to try and finish it off while it's down. Player C, after this action, I want to move in with my shield to protect player B from that other skeleton approaching from behind. Perfect, GM says. Player B, make your attack roll, and we'll see if player C gets the opportunity to step in. And then player B says, a 17 with hope. Player B rolls and applies damage. GM, good stuff. However, GM spends 1 of their fear tokens. Before player C can jump in, that skeleton in the back leaps to strike when it sees its companion taken down. The spotlight passes to the GM, who can make 1 GM move before a spotlight returns to the players.
Yeah, that seems fine.
So here's the thing. The important part of this to highlight is that players treat each other with respect and work in the interest of telling a compelling story. Now, I don't know if this is explicitly stated in the actual book, but regardless of that, I'll bring it up, the social contract that we all have when we're playing the games together is to not be a fucking dickhead and just
crazy
and just take over the entire game. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I had to go on Reddit to give you this, but
you know what? And you know the other thing.
Yeah.
And we've already established that a golden opportunity is fairly vague and something that the GM can kind of make up on their own.
Yeah.
I would say that, and this happens quite a lot in most popular fiction, not pop culture, popular fiction.
Yeah.
Where if you have a character who is like a showboating, arrogant piece of shit, they have a comeuppance.
Yes.
Where, let's say your player character is doing what you're afraid of and, dominating the scene, showing off, telling people that they're not as good as they are. You have a moment, a golden opportunity, one might say, to shove it back in that player's face and be like, well, because you're focused so much on making a show of what you're doing, all the other guys, one, they're getting angry at you, not the players, the enemies. They're getting frustrated by that they're being beaten down by this clearly arrogant pissant.
Yeah.
That they all gang up on you, and now the spotlight shifts away from you. They're on you.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. Again, just don't be a dick. All right.
Don't be a dick. Don't be stupid. Come on.
Like this is so in bad faith to what this system is. I'm sorry. It really is.
Yeah. This absolutely. Now that it's gotten into like the full on like vitriol, I'm angry at this. Absolutely.
I don't understand what your experience was now. Okay? I really don't. Because again, I'm assuming the snowball effect. That's my assumption as to why you are this way towards this system. I really do assume that. So if I'm wrong, let me know. That's fine. I don't give a fuck. If you hate it forever, right? If you do, I don't get great. Who cares, right?
Unfortunate for you, but
yeah, it really sucks for you, but like, oh well, you know, the system is fine as it is, because at least when I'm looking through it, it's fine. Like, it'll work fine for people that want to utilize the system as it's intended, I guess. When you actually look into the actual rules for
the actual wordage.
Yeah. And again, having that mutual respect and everything, sure. If you don't seem to have that, you're gonna have a bad time.
But that's for any fucking TTRPG.
Exactly. I agree with everything this guy says about Daggerheart. I very much dislike this game. That's fair. That's the thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Full Metal Dragon. Hello, by the way. Good to see you again.
Hello.
Absolutely fair. If you dislike the game a lot, that is fine. I have no problem with that. He's misrepresenting this game. He's misrepresenting how the rules work. He's misrepresenting how it can actually function. He's taking it in the worst light possible. Is the problem. Okay?
Yeah. That's the issue.
That's the issue that I'm having with this. Again, if you don't like how the spotlight system and all that kind of stuff works, I understand. It's something that I wouldn't necessarily be totally about. But I think in practice you can do it fine as long as you understand how it works. But if it's a system you'd never want to play because of the way that it is, just play something else. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know? Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hate you for disliking this. I'm going to be pretty pissed off with this guy about misrepresenting.
We've never played it. We don't even own the books.
No. So, I don't... He's taking it in the worst context possible, and I don't think that that's how the game is, unfortunately. Yeah,
it would effectively be like describing a mechanic in D&D and just taking it as if, it's always going to play out in the worst way possible.
Yes.
That's simply not true.
Yes, exactly.
Meanwhile, the non-spotlighted characters are just frozen in time with their dicks in their hands. It's a death knell for verisimilitude, but it's also the most unfun thing I've ever experienced as a player playing a game. Know how the stun condition sucks in RPGs because it just means you don't get to play? I mean...
Oh, and by the way, since you came in late, I do agree about a few things that he said. That's the thing. I do agree about the actual mechanical stuff coming first, being kind of dissonant with the what it wants to be, as well as the having things that are narrative focused that don't need to have a mechanical thing associated with it. There are a few things like that I have seen that I can go, okay, yeah, I don't like that. Absolutely. Thankfully, that's stuff that I don't. We could absolutely just go, let's not do that. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not the kind of thing that's so hard baked into the game that it breaks it if you try to remove it.
Exactly.
Thankfully.
And here's the thing: if I play it at some point and all of this stuff actually does hinder it to the degree of it being shit, then I'd tell you. Absolutely, I'm willing to tell you immediately. But I haven't played it yet. I don't know.
We are 100% willing to be wrong. We have been wrong before.
110% for sure. So.
I mean, hell, just look at 4E for that. Both
True.
Aiden and Alejo kind of memed on it for a long time until they actually looked into it. It's oh my god, 4E is actually nowhere near as bad as everybody says.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Tried playing it a few times and took 5 sessions to figure out why it felt off. Fair enough. Yeah. Absolutely.
Ooh. Yeah. What was it about the game for your group or you in particular that made it feel off?
I would love to know that. Yeah, for sure.
RPG designers are terrified of even putting it in their games for a reason. It's realistic, but it's the least fun thing in the world. Well, that's what playing Daggerheart is like if you fall on the wrong end of this piece of design. So, a bit about myself. I'm British and autistic. I don't like to shove in line, I like to queue, because I know when it's my turn and it's as fair and simple as it's possible to get.
Sure.
I put back the shopping trolley and then it's not fucked up for the next person. That's the social contract we all agree to. Whenever I've played loose initiative games like Fabula Ultima, I always end up going last, because I just like to be polite. And I've had real problems with getting my turns skipped over for multiple rounds in a row because the GM struggled to keep track of what round we were on. Now, in Fabula Ultima, that was a mistake, not the rules' fault. But in Daggerheart, if you get your turn skipped over, that's not a mistake. That's playing the game.
Well, so again, like, yeah, okay, so if that was happening to you in your game, then your players, like, all your group, they're dicks.
Yes.
I'm sorry. That's this thing. The social contract does exist. I agree with you. If they're gonna be dicks, you gotta tell them to not be dicks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, come on.
I thought you said that this wasn't because of your group and everything. The rules themselves don't necessarily say I get my turn, then you get your turn, then you get your turn. That's part of the like inherent social contract that you're talking about. Like I don't know, man. Maybe
You gotta speak up sometimes.
I don't know, man. Like I get also like not wanting to stir the pot and everything. Absolutely. It doesn't matter to me that you're autistic for this point, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're cool with sharing that, I suppose. Maybe I am as well. I don't know. I've never been tested. It would make sense in a lot of things, I'll be honest. But but like I can't relate to that part of it, but I can relate to like the whole, waiting my turn and actually going last and all of that kind of stuff, because that just it feels fine to like. This is why I played Mez the way that I did in Devils and Dice. He's a support character. He's not there to be the flashy guy. He's there to like back people up and be there to, help.
Not to mention he's a squirrely, weaselly little bastard.
That's right.
That makes perfect sense with his character.
Right, exactly. But like inherently, I've played support classes a lot of the time in a lot of things. So like
that's why I like to play snipers.
I
love playing snipers. I like being able to watch things develop and then jump in if I see a hole, an
emerge. Opportunity. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. So like, it's just it's one of those things where I get that, but if the situation that's happening for you is actually like not good,
you need to speak up.
You need to actually tell people about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get a turn. Why didn't I get a turn, guys?
Yeah, it's like, hey, by the way, we skipped my turn. Do you really think they'd be like, nah, fuck you, we're not going back and doing it? They'd probably be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I completely forgot. Let's back up and do it. Unless you're playing with dicks.
Right, exactly. It destroyed verisimilitude in any kind of diegetic experience for me, and in a very weird and unexpected way, this became the most gamey roleplay game I've ever tried playing. So I can understand with like the mechanical aspect why it would feel gamey. Absolutely. That is fair. I totally understand that. If that throws you off for it, absolutely. Like I can see that happening 100%. It would be weird to me for like a little bit, I feel, as well. Playing it, but like once I got into it, I feel like I'd be okay. But that's again, I am an exception to a lot of things because I'm a freak who doesn't give a shit most of the time.
He is.
Yeah, I'm a freak. Everybody can call it, like, you can say it immediately. Like I don't care a lot of the time.
He doesn't care.
I just go with it.
The only thing he cares about is the shit that he hates, like Star Wars movies.
I care about the things that I love too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why I hate some of these things. For Star Wars, it's the writing.
Yeah, it's true. I know.
Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, if it did, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Also, you used verisimilitude. I'm gonna make fun of you
I wasn't gonna say it.
Gonna make fun of you a little bit. I'm sorry, but you did say it. And
you said the V word. Chat.
I'm on the lookout for it every time I go into any fucking video. I'm sorry. It's just me. Because it's been ruined by so many people. I'm sorry.
Yeah. For context, if you weren't there when we said it, basically we've been doing the podcast for about 7 years now, something like that.
Yeah.
And toward the beginning of it, every fucking person and their grandma was using that fucking word.
Didn't fucking matter who it was. It was just And before even like doing the show, I'd noticed it in so many different places that people are just using it all the time. And I was like, okay, we can just say immersion. It's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But you're good to, if you want to say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
You're fine.
We won't judge you.
I'm going to judge. No, I'll be straight up about you. I'll judge you a little bit. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Just know that there's an inherent little part of me that will go. That's it. But I'm not gonna be too much of a dick about it.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, okay. Was he just not set up character-wise to where he couldn't do anything? Maybe. I just don't know. Maybe he just never spoke up is the other thing, because
that's the thing.
The way
that's
that the
what
system,
I'm getting here.
Yeah, the way the system kind of works is that you do need to like have a moment of like, can I do something? You know? And that's not going to work for everybody.
You can't always expect other people to think of you.
No, exactly. And what I would say, you know what? This is a good point, at least. What I would say is that that's inherently kind of bad for people that aren't necessarily like able to speak up in that way, right?
I had to really hold myself back there.
What? Oh, okay.
No.
But regardless, for people who aren't used to speaking up, right? For people who don't actually want to speak up and stuff like that, like me, honestly, I am not much of one to speak up when I'm in a situation that I'm not comfortable in, I guess, a lot of the time. But when I'm shitting with my friends, I don't give a shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But like, I can
we shit together all the time.
That's right, we shit so much.
Yeah.
But I can see that, like, at the table, if you know you're in a combat situation and like everybody's doing stuff and they're doing stuff really well, you might not feel like you should necessarily speak up because everybody's kind of like doing too well and you don't want to like interrupt the flow and everything. Right? So it does discourage that kind of quiet kid, unfortunately, right? I think inherently, but that's unfortunately just a part of the system that I can see that will throw people off for sure. So I'm fine with that if that's a personal negative, absolutely, right? And I think it is something that could be worked on a little bit in the sense of if you're playing it, right? That you as the GM should really like make sure that you're spotlighting specific players at times, right? Because
or at the very least being like, if you're going to spotlight the party, then you're like, okay, you've done that, now what do you do?
Yeah, exactly. You got to create these opportunities for people to actually speak up, because that is also part of how you GM, right? You don't want people to think that you aren't paying attention to them, because that feels like shit. And not to say that you need to be like a babysitter or anything for their like feelings of doing stuff, right? But yeah, it just is something that you like. We do it in D&D and all these other systems all the time. I make sure to like actually say, okay, yeah, cool, you're doing that right now. What do you think about the situation? Like to another player, because they're also in the scene, you know?
Yeah.
So, and it's important for the, like me, and if they're just like, oh no, dude, I'm
good. I'm just watching.
I'm fine with it. I'm just watching. Exactly. Then I'm like, hell yeah, awesome. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, that happened literally last session.
Yeah.
In Vampire, where I had kind of had a big part of the session. I'm like, by the way, are you guys good? Like, you're kind of just sitting there not doing anything. I feel bad. It's like, no, we're completely fine. Go.
Yeah. Exactly. So like, again, it's just, I don't know. It just seems inherent to how TTRPGs are to me, that this is just part of how you would run them. So like, I don't know.
So it's weird to us.
Yeah,
because
it is.
We're these, it's like someone who likes the taste of like, I don't know, red sauce, being told that, oh my god, I hate red sauce so much. Like, why?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Or you know what a better example is? Avocado. I don't like avocado, but everybody's like, oh man, you should get it. It's like,
I
why?
like
It tastes like, it doesn't taste like anything. Why don't you like it?
That's
but
fair
then
enough.
if it's like that.
Yeah, no, I get you. I think it would depend what character I'm playing, how much I speak up. Yeah, that's another thing entirely as well. Like, it's just one of those things where you as a GM need to understand your players and their characters. That's just part of it, right? And that just seems inherent to any system you're playing, right?
Yeah. And I'll still add in that even if you're in the same position he is in, you still need to be able to speak up if you've been skipped over, whether it's on purpose or on accident.
Right. The spotlight system sucks for introverts. They struggle enough in more standard combats, so Daggerheart not having any kind of structure made it really rough for them. GM didn't understand either. Fair enough. Yeah. So that's the thing exactly. Again, I understand that that's a negative, and you can absolutely blame the system for that. I am perfectly fine with that. It is a negative towards the system. Like I'm saying, I think that it should absolutely be played with that in mind, because you need to account for that if you're playing with people that are introverted. Absolutely. So it's another thing on the GM that needs to understand that, unfortunately, and that's kind of inherently built into anything that does have an initiative system of like, okay, everybody gets to do their part, right?
Or
even if they don't get a turn, they have the opportunity to do their part, right? Anyway.
It's like a set in stone, like, okay, this is when I go, this is when you go,
Yes.
that's when,
Yes.
It enables the worst divas of the hobby by saying, if you feel like what you have to do is more important, more dramatic, more deserving than the other players at the table, that's so valid, girl. Take all the turns you need. Even if you try and make sure players take the same number of turns, there will always be some players who want to jump in first, me, and just do one more thing, and maybe just sneak in a cheeky extra turn before everyone else is gone, because it's so important, guys. I have to do this one thing, and
I don't know, man, your group sounds like it has a couple dicks in it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that this didn't necessarily happen in your group, friend, but like,
I hope not, but that's kind of what I'm getting here.
I understand that, yes, this is something that could do this. Absolutely. And I agree that that is a negative. I agree. Inherently, is it going to do that every time? No.
No.
I don't think so.
Certainly
because you gotta at least give some people some credit. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, if somebody is running the game, they need to be cognizant of that kind of person, and like understand when they do need to like actually shut the fuck up and let other people do stuff. Like, it's just it's just a thing that needs to happen. Because again, the social contract that does exist inherently, of that mutual respect for everybody. Just in general, not even inside of a game, is there. So, like, I don't know. Just, am I saying that it can't happen? No. Am I saying that it will happen? Potentially. But am I saying that it will always happen? No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Want to be fair to the rest of the group are gonna get rewarded for that by being sidelined. And this isn't even necessarily a malicious act. I think most people who do this in games aren't even aware they're doing it. If you ever listen to the average TTRPG player recount the tales of their campaign, you'll know that they hardly ever talk specifically about the GM's epic story, or the world, or the other characters. Their stories are almost always about what they did.
Well, yeah.
My guy did this, and then my guy did that. It's just the way brains work. We're egocentric.
Yes.
But initiative has always been the great equalizer. No matter who you are in real life, whether you're a nerdy programmer or a rich influencer or a construction worker, when combat is rolled, you are equal. So I don't understand why Daggerheart felt the need to rip that away. Back to the real world, where everything's decided by social status, clout, and how willing you are to trample on others to get to the front of the queue. It's a litmus test for decency, and I don't want that in my RPGs because I already know the answer.
Fair.
And it's depressing.
That's fair.
When the game actively fosters this kind of social metagame, the equality is going to break down unless the whole group is incredibly disciplined and self-aware. And there is nothing more destructive to my personal immersion and flow in the game than having to win an out-of-character charisma check in order to be allowed to take a combat turn. Instead of feeling like my character starts to feel like me, just sort of awkwardly standing in the corner of combat, trying to decide if now is a socially acceptable time to claim the spotlight. And if I do claim that spotlight, I feel like I have to prove that whatever I'm doing is worthwhile, because anytime I do it, it's me essentially declaring that my thing is more important than your thing. In order to take a turn, I have to first deny somebody else the chance to do something, which feels awful to me.
That, you know what? I can understand that for sure. Because that is something that can feel like what's happening because of the way that it is loose. So loose that you can just do something whenever, really.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody isn't offering you your turn, basically, like we were reading in that example, player A gives it to player B, and then player B potentially does get to do it or not, then it's like, yeah, I'm kind of just going, hey, fuck you, I gotta do my thing, right? It absolutely can. So there is, again, absolutely there are flaws to it, for sure.
Yeah. I guess, and for me, I guess, like, yes to that feeling, but at the same time, I just kind of wind up having this feeling of, I don't know, it just... So I have a bit of a psychological thing.
Sure.
This came about after I survived my S attempt. And I just kept seeing so many people go through tough times and, you know, kind of come out either the same or weaker. You know what I mean? And I guess it kind of frustrated me a little bit, because like, oh man, you got through that situation. I bet you came out stronger on the other side. And the answer was, surprisingly, for me anyway, it was surprisingly often, no, I didn't come out stronger. I just came out the same. And so when I hear about this situation, I'm just like, dude, you just got to kind of bite the bullet and do it.
Yeah, but the counter to that is just, especially for this person, right? They've got their own mental thing that they're preventing them, right?
So it's unfair, but that's where my brain winds up going. And so it's hard for me to fully be like, yeah, I'm in full support, blah blah blah. And I don't know, it's weird for me.
I get what you're saying.
It's entirely a mental thing on my own end.
Yeah. You have your own personal experience that's shaped how you think about these things, which I totally get as well. Like,
so that's my 2 cents, but it's kind of an unfair 2 cents.
Right, exactly.
And I fully admit that.
You recognize, and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
no, it's this thing, right? You can't, so the way that initiative works in most games caters to everyone.
Yes, exactly.
And that's probably the most important thing to keep in a lot of games in some sense, right?
Yes.
Now, I will say, in Vampire, the initiative system is more so broken up by what is happening in the moment, rather than this is your turn, this is your turn, this is your turn, right? You can do it that way. There are optional rules for it, but really it's more, what is it? New combats, or sorry, range combats, new combats, and then ongoing combats. Right? And then everybody kind of goes whenever they feel like they need to, or what they're doing and all that kind of stuff. It's loose, but it also has that connective tissue. And you also have to make sure that everybody is accounted for as well, right? Whereas with this, I absolutely see the whole like, well, yeah, if there isn't an opportunity for my character given to me, then how am I supposed to know that I should take that opportunity? You know? And like, without any sort of proper guidance by any means, it's like, well, yeah, you do have to kind of speak up and do it on your own, but what if your thing isn't necessarily the best thing to do in the situation? right?
I guess so, but it
like-
is still your thing, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that, absolutely. But at the same time, you also do want to succeed, you know?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
there's a bunch of different factors that go into play that it's like, well, now I have to like think about how much do I want to influence the combat? How much do I think that my influence to the combat is going to be the optimal thing? How much do I want to influence the combat unoptimally as well, potentially? Like, and if I fail, I also give the GM the opportunity to then fuck with everything else. You know, like, there's a lot of things at play that I can see that does make it so that it's like, well, maybe I should just not take my turn, you know?
I guess so.
It's
just, to me, it feels, like, let's see. If you're going through and being like, how do I want to influence the combat and how am I actually going to do that? That feels kind of like a GM trust kind of thing where, you know, you go in, you slash at a thing, and then, you could even have a moment, like completely justifiable moment, where you just ask, "Hey, how can I keep this going?" You know,
Yeah,
and just flat out ask, "How can I
agree.
continue this this pain train?"
Yeah,
and then the DM or even other players could chime in and be like, "Oh, you could do this. You kick him over to me," and that even starts, you know, getting people to think about others.
Yes, I agree absolutely, because like it is unfortunately it needs to be more of a social thing that is that is enforced by your social group, right? And they need to understand each other a lot more in that context, right? This really is one of those games where if everybody doesn't understand each other to the most that they can, it's going to feel dissatisfying in a lot of instances, right? So when you do have people that are introverted or autistic or whatever, then it's like, well, now you're putting them in a situation that they can't handle as well, right?
That is very, very true. Yeah.
So that's the big issue that comes with it, without having anything that's very inherently set in stone to give them the opportunity to be in a comfortable situation of, it's my turn, right?
Yes.
That is the basic kind of comfortable situation that they need, at least, you know, from my understanding, to then be able to interact with this social dynamic that needs to be played,
like confidently.
Right? Yeah. So like, you know, it works for a lot of people, but it doesn't work for a lot of people. So again, I totally understand the inherent flaws. Absolutely.
That is also strange that you would play with someone who is autistic without giving them that kind of, you know.
Yeah,
especially if the autistic person is willing to share that they're autistic with the internet and not with their game group,
right?
Like their group of friends. That's strange, but you know.
I don't know. Again, I don't know the entire situation. I don't know what's happened. But he did say that it wasn't necessarily because of his group, so I'll at least have to trust him on that.
Yeah.
Don't know.
So this is a social nightmare. If you're a group of friends that know each other really well, or a group of professional improv actors, this might not be so bad. But we're talking about TTRPG players here, fans of Critical Role. In a post-COVID iPad generation world, I think it's unrealistic to expect your average group to have the kind of soft skills to be able to handle this gracefully, especially if you're playing online or with strangers at a convention.
Yeah, especially.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't know what it is. I just wouldn't really ever play a TTRPG with strangers, to be honest.
Yeah, it's absolutely kind of becoming that case for me as well. Like, I don't want to play with anybody that I don't know, that I haven't played.
Yeah, like, this is quite it's quite a demandment.
Yes.
To play a TTRPG at all, really, in any aspect, because, you know, you gotta set aside time, everybody's fucking busy, you gotta learn the whole game, blah blah blah. And now you're asking me to do that with people I've never met before? No, not happening.
It's just another social pressure that I don't feel like is something that needs to be obligated either way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You're gonna have players who are gonna want to do a bunch of things all at once because they're in a flow. Some players would run forward, transform, attack, slap a buff on someone, and that's sort of a valid turn, right, in Daggerheart. But how much is fair to do before someone else? It's the same as everything else. The GM decides. Because again, there's no structure or action economy. There's an action tracker optional rule, but because the rules deliberately removed all references to what's considered an action, it's still mostly down to GM jurisdiction. If I spend a hope to slap an armor buff on someone, is that my whole action? The text seems to imply that you should be able to take actions that don't require rolls without giving up the spotlight, but it's vague and non-committal. It's like the rules themselves are cringing away from their responsibility. God forbid the system impose any ideas of how it should be played. If only there was...
Well, so I will say it does have a few. So you're a little bit off with that. It does have examples as to how it should be played. Like those are specifically in there as examples of how it should be used. So, but if that's not what's happening at your table, because that's not how you guys play things, that's just how things work, right? So we can slow the roll a little bit there, but you know.
Some kind of system that quantified how much a character could do in a single round, or if there was like a way to avoid that debate over who goes next. It's just a shame that no system like that exists.
Again, I will say, I do also agree that structured initiative systems are usually better in some way, right? Even if they're vague, like what I was saying with Vampire, there is still that underlying structure that's there of how combats work, and it just makes it so that everybody understands at least what's going on. I think that is just inherently better, just as a human being. Structure is good.
Yes, we like structure.
We do.
It's so weird to encounter this kind of problem in the same system that's so explicit and prescriptive with how character abilities are used.
Yeah, that is another thing. The game is really weird about what it does describe and what it doesn't in a lot of different ways, mechanically speaking. Like, that is something that just does keep coming up. It is strange. Anyway.
It's like different parts of the system were designed by different people, and they never consulted each other. This is what I mean when I say the game is pulling in two different directions.
Sure.
You know, maybe you're just taking the wrong approach. You're trying to force the game to play in a certain way. You need to go with the flow, get into the Daggerheart mindset.
Mindset. Is it the mindset of blindly swallowing whatever slop gets shoveled into your gob hole without asking questions or forming opinions? Is it the mindset of just blindly believing all the things you're told are true until you fuse with the products you consume and they become your very identity?
Jesus Christ, dude.
I got a little hot. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Your skits, I know what you're trying to do, but like they just don't land.
It's just not working.
They just
I'm
don't
sorry.
land.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
I've touched on this a little bit already, but I want to talk specifically about the conversations being had around this game. Okay. I'll be honest, I've often found the discussion frustrating, even alienating. Not even just because I disagree, but because so much of the discussion seems to just be parroting the game's marketing rather than actually talking about its real design.
I mean, that's fair, because that's with a lot of things. People do just, unfortunately, parrot without any critical thought.
Yeah.
So absolutely I can understand that you would get, hey, whoa, that's crazy. Do you know that there's this fucking show that's on the internet somewhere that you would never watch that's called like TableTalk Discussion and Discourse? That's insane, dude. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, whoa. Crazy.
I totally understand
cringe.
and agree.
Sounds kind of cringe.
Sounds incredibly cringe. You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, take this excerpt from the book, which justifies the spotlight system. Since Daggerheart is a collaborative and conversational storytelling experience, combat has no initiative order, no rounds, and no distinct number of actions you can take while in the spotlight. Instead, fights play out narratively from moment to moment, just like non-combat scenes. This free-form combat gives players the freedom and opportunity to team up, respond on the fly to narrative changes to the scene, and follow the fiction. If they aren't mechanically locked into combat, players might find it easier to choose a solution other than violence, such as having their characters flee from their opponents or come to a temporary truce with their enemies. Again, when were any of these things a problem in other games? This just feels like marketing.
Oh, I mean, like, everybody thinks that there are problems with all of the other games, like D&D specifically.
Yeah.
That's probably why they put it in there. Like,
Yeah,
legitimately.
honestly.
That's a business decision and a half, if ever I've seen one. Everybody complains about that shit in D&D, so...
Yeah. This is nothing new.
No. I understand it's frustrating, because people are, like, taking that, you know? And saying, ooh...
And just kind of running with it and not thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I can understand as well. Full Metal Dragon says, I really dislike this kind of RPG writing too. It's all buzzwords and corporate speak and accommodationist. Yes, I agree. It does hit the wrong way for sure. Because we're just like you, fellow kids.
Yeah,
you know.
It's like saying weight loss journey instead of just saying diet.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
have to hear that so many times at fucking work.
God,
you know, like advertisements.
Yeah. The
ads. Fucking up the goddamn wall.
Because they need to tell you that it's not a diet, because diet's a bad thing, man.
Yeah, diets are bad. That implies hard work and dedication.
Yeah.
It's just going somewhere. It's walking from one point to another. Fuck off. I hate soft language, dude.
Yeah, no, I know. I get you.
It feels like those infomercials where they act like opening a bottle is such a huge problem that you need this new gadget.
True.
And I swear, every time I hear the term fiction first being bandied about near Daggerheart, I feel like I'm going crazy, like I'm being gaslit. Just randomly.
Shouldn't a weight loss journey mean walking? Yes.
Oh, well done. Yes. That's very, very true.
Yeah.
Ripping supportive structure out of a system doesn't make it fiction first, any more than ripping the pipes out of my walls makes my house an authentic 18th century cottage.
Fucking whore!
Oh wow, I think some people have just heard this marketing so much that they've just sort of internalized it without really questioning it. I mean, that is how marketing works.
Yes.
It gets in your head before you've had a chance to form your own opinions. It's not a discussion, it's a sermon. And I think
welcome to 4E.
It's important to just empty out the bias, look at the thing and say,
true.
Is it what it says it is? Is it fiction first? Or is that term itself just a marketing term at this point?
I would absolutely agree that it's just a marketing term. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
yeah, that what they want is to sell to you that it's a it's more of a narrative experience where you don't need to worry about the mechanics. But absolutely, I can see that this is something that you do need to look at these things a lot. Especially when you have simple rules like carrying somebody. You can't do that until you take this certain feat. It's like, why? What? And then with the later golden opportunity for the gravity of the empire thing. Oh, take stress because you have to make a roll whether or not you agree to such a request or something that is being given to you by these very powerful people. It's like, dude, just roleplay that shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, come on.
Like, what are you doing? Absolutely
we
not.
can do this.
Yeah. So, absolutely. I 100% agree.
Another example is the way ranges work in this game. Instead of having a straightforward range like 30 meters or 50 feet.
Oh god, don't tell me. Don't tell me they're using. Oh god, don't do anything like Kill Team did with their stupid fucking squares and circles and like I get it, I understand, but we can use a ruler, dude.
I think I know what this is gonna be.
What is it?
I think it's gonna be zones.
Oh no.
Yeah. If the way this is building up, I'm guessing it's zones.
Okay.
It uses abstract.
How mainstream is Daggerheart anyway? Nobody plays this game.
Yeah, nobody plays this fucking game.
Nobody plays this game. Absolutely nobody plays this game. Nobody talks about it. It's dead. It's basically dead. Yeah. 4E is still secretly the best anime and tactical JRPG ever made. It's Fire Emblem, Legend of Heroes, Final Fantasy Tactics, and Soul Calibur all in one game. True.
Holy shit, yeah, you're not wrong.
True.
That does sound fucking sweet.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I like I like doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
I like having abilities as a fighter beyond just like, oh, I use this item or I swing my weapon.
Yeah. It's
cool.
Great. It's so cool.
Anyway, go on.
Ranges like close and far. And while these
Ah.
have worked fine in other games, they don't work with 4th edition style abilities. In practice, they
don't.
just introduce confusion. So as an example, there is an ability that pushes the target back to far range, but far range is a range, anywhere between 30 and 100 feet.
Yeah.
So do they get pushed back to the beginning or the end of far range, if you know what I mean?
I get what they're trying to do, and it's be like, oh, you control the narrative as the GM, so you can say that they go just out of this range or just into the dude, I don't care.
No.
Shut up. No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm so
no.
okay. I'm so glad they did that and not zones.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
zones were even worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. But both of them, I'm like, just tell me a fucking range. Just
give me a fucking number.
I just need a number.
please.
I'm sorry. I just need a fucking number.
I'm not sorry. Give me a fucking number.
Fair.
Would it not just be simpler, more direct? More straightforward to say you're pushing back 30 feet?
Yeah.
Or whatever the actual intended distance was.
Please.
But no, that would be imposing structure. They even did this with money. Instead of having
What?
like 100.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Yes. There
No.
is something. Okay. Sorry. I just remembered. So in the character fucking guide that I looked at for I don't have it up still. For
Money,
the sorcerer,
either lots or not much.
legitimately a handful.
That's fucking hilarious. A handful. Of
They
what? A
literally
handful of
said you get a
diamonds?
handful of gold, and I'm like,
Oh.
what the fuck is a handful?
Yeah.
Dude, okay.
Now you know what? Okay, I will push back ever so slightly.
I
And
can think of something.
in a different system entirely.
Yes.
So, Conan 8 Adventures in an Age Unheard of.
Oh, okay.
There are unique measurements for money
Oh, okay.
where but they actually follow like human biology, which is kind of interesting. In
Ooh.
one instance where, for example, a war horse or like maybe a reward for going on a quest is an arm's length of gold.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
very now. The reason why this works in my mind is that one, Conan is very, very thematic.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's really set into that kind of like Bronze Age fantasy type shit, where that kind of shit works.
Yeah.
Two, you can look at your arm and be like, if you know how thick a gold piece is,
Yes, yeah.
roughly, you can be, it's like the size of a fucking coin.
Exactly.
You can be like, wow, that's a fuckload of gold, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because, like, imagine, I don't know, an arm's length of quarters. That's a shitload of quarters.
It's a lot of quarters, yeah.
That's a lot of quarters. So that is where I can see the whole a handful, kind of like a descriptive amount of how much money you have.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be worse, where it's like, oh, you have like not a lot, or
no, thankfully
a bunch.
It's not that. Yeah.
That would actually be fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
in a bad way.
In a very bad way, yeah.
That's how I can see this working, but I'll let him continue and see.
Well, so yeah,
you
like
know.
oh, my OBS disconnected. Oh, we're back.
Okay.
Whoa. I don't know why it lost connection for a second.
Sonic.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, everybody. We're back. Okay. So, the other game that I can point to is Delta Green. Delta Green doesn't use money. Call of Cthulhu as well doesn't necessarily use like actual money usually, I thought, right? Or does it?
It does. It has
okay.
Spending level, which is shit that you can just ignore effectively. Ignore purchases if it's underneath your spending level. They have cash, which is like just all like maybe however much you have in your wallet, like all of it.
Yeah.
And then assets.
But those are the vagaries that I'm talking about. Yeah.
Exactly.
So like in Delta Green it's the same kind of, it's like common purchases, uncommon purchases, and then higher than that and requires a lot of different stuff. You can make purchases through organizations if you're a part of like the FBI and stuff, right? Like stuff that needs to be done as like a it makes sense that like a a fucking RPG costs a fuck ton, you know, like whatever it is that they put, and that it's something that you would need to make a requisition for and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, like a whole bunch of America freedom monies.
Yes, exactly. So I can see it working there. My problem with a handful in this case, okay, Rudy says, looks like it's handfuls, bags, and chests for gold. So chests is fine.
Yeah, that's fine to me.
Bags is a little more gray area for me, because a bag could be suited for many different types of people, right? Whether they're big or small. Okay.
Well, I guess when I hear bag, I think like a coin purse.
Oh, I think of it like a sack.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think of that.
Yeah, see,
because
so that's
a chest
immediately
and a sack are around the same.
That's so that's immediately like where we get a disconnect, right? And then handfuls especially, right? Because not everybody has the same fucking hands.
It's true.
It's just one of those things, right? So like that makes me go whoa.
Not to mention, you really do need to know how big these coins are.
Yes, yeah, that's also true.
Because you might have a chest full of gold coins, but the gold coins are the size of dinner plates.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. I guess you have to assume they're like normal gold coins. I don't know.
Yeah.
Which
that's why I use quarters, or really a silver dollar would probably be
silver
best,
dollar,
or hell, even a gold doubloon.
Exactly. But are they shaped differently though? You know.
Yeah, in D&D they are.
Usually, yeah, they're like triangles and shit and squares, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
those take up less space sometimes.
I think, what were Electrum coins? I forget. Were they kind of like the Chinese coin where it's like got a hole through the middle of it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, something like that.
It was definitely the odd one out.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just unfortunately like stuff like that. It's just like it's too vague, and we can immediately like chests is fine, but like anything like less than that, I just immediately go, well, we're gonna have a difference of opinion here, buddy.
But how big is your chest?
Yeah, that's right.
First of all, are they double D's?
There you go. There it is.
Are they like a classical looking pirate chest where it's kind of a square, or are they more like oblong and they're more rectangular?
Yeah. I mean, for me, again, it's just chests. We can at least both go, oh yeah, chest. Okay. You know, like I don't have to debate with you about anything for that.
Yeah.
You know, like, but
a handful of gold for a Goliath is way different than a fucking handful of gold for a gnome.
Exactly. The thing I personally hate most is that you have to limit yourself to 5 powers from your pool of powers to make your loadout. Loadout, really? Now that's video gamey as fuck. Yeah, I can understand that because of the whole vault thing with like the sorcerer and all that. Yeah, that's also something that it's like, well, I like the idea of like what were we talking about? The risk reward thing with the stress system, to be able to use more than what you could basically use, but the whole limiting of it to that is weird, for sure.
Yes, it's very odd.
This is why I think the video guy is accurate when he says the game had too many people involved, like too many cooks in the kitchen without a chef to monitor its design. I would understand that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I would agree with that.
I can totally buy that.
Yeah, that's
There's
fair.
a lot of weird, kind of disparate systems in here.
Yeah, it does feel that way, for sure.
Systems and ideas.
I think
sometimes they clash.
I think it can work well. Like I said, I think it can work well for some people, for sure. But it's definitely not a game for everybody like they wanted it to be, and like they kind of marketed it to be, you know? And that's probably the most disappointing part of it. That you would think that like the people that are very inclusive, Critical Role, would make something that's like not so inclusive to a lot of people.
Yeah,
it's
a little odd.
It's a very odd thing. Thank you for the relevant page for gold, Shid. It's page 165 in the Daggerheart core rules. I'm not gonna go into it too much. It's all right. But I appreciate you nonetheless.
We appreciate all of our research monkeys. Don't you worry.
Yes. Oh, Pizza Funk made a meme. Remember when we were talking about Vietnam D&D?
Oh god, just for a little bit. What the fuck is it? Is it the shell-shocked image?
No. It's
Fuck yes,
it's
dude.
so good, actually. I really like that. That's great.
I know.
Oh,
God.
very
The anthem
fucking
of
good.
Vietnam, Fortunate Son.
Fortunate Son intensifies. Oh, it's very
So good.
Okay.
It just made me want to play Fortunate Son while we were playing fucking what is it? Deathwing.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Coins, you have handfuls and bags and chests. This is actually kind of funny. Back in the playtest, it was like 6 handfuls to 1 bag, 5 bags to 1 chest, 4 chests to 1 hoard, and 3 hoards to 1 fortune. I'm not shitting.
Oh, a
you had to
hoard
do all
and
this
a fortune.
conversion
That's
math
cool.
because
Yeah.
it's simpler. This is fiction first, bro. This isn't your D&D. We don't sweat the small D's.
Mostly sent for the table at the bottom. Oh. Meals for a party of adventurers per night. 1 handful. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Standard in-room per night. 1 handful.
Okay, so a room is the same as a meal for the entire party.
Yeah.
How big is the party?
Yeah, exactly. Now we start going into
Yeah.
luxury in-room per night is 1 bag. Carriage ride is 2 handfuls. Mount is 3 bags.
Okay.
Specialized tools is 3 handfuls. Whereas
Jesus.
fine clothing is also 3 handfuls. And then luxury clothing is 1 bag.
Okay.
Tier 1 equipment is 1 to 5 handfuls. Tier 2 equipment
So
is...
then wait a minute, that would be a bag and 2 handfuls, right?
I don't
Closer to
fucking
2
know
bags.
anymore.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, that's it's no. All right, no.
Yeah.
Just tell me a price.
Yeah. This only works in like really, really thematically heavy games. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it really
works
does.
in Bronan, but not in come on.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, they simplified the conversion ratios by release, but this is what I mean.
Sounds like gold's pretty worthless. Yeah, exactly.
True.
When I say it's all marketing. None of these ideas actually make the game simpler or easier to run. It's a middle-class hipster masquerading as a working-class fella by wearing shop-faded jeans. Nicholas, your parents make 6 figures. Take off the fucking neck chain and stop talking like you're from the ghetto. I'm not saying you can't
All right,
enjoy
that's pretty good. I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
this game. Art is subjective. You can enjoy anything for any reason. I mean,
True.
there are some people who don't even give a rat's ass about game design. They'll enjoy a game
True.
based on how it looks or the vibes, and that's valid. But while I have a lot of admiration for this game for trying new things, that admiration doesn't translate into having fun.
Sure.
For me, games are about play and experience. Tabletop RPGs specifically are about freedom and immersion. And for me, this game is a mechanical straitjacket, forcing me to play it like a board game. And its rules actively reject the kind of believability that lets me get immersed. It's somehow both too tight and too loose. They ripped out important
That I
structure
can
and
agree with
replaced
too tight and too loose. Yeah, there's a lot of like you're saying, disparate systems that seem to be like weirdly put together. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It like I said,
I fully agree with the idea that this was made by too many people who
yeah,
all
for
wanted
sure.
to have their shit included.
Yeah. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but I do understand that people don't like it. Absolutely.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I also wouldn't say that it's the worst in the world.
Yeah.
But absolutely not.
Yeah.
that with systems that are totally divorced from the fiction. The result is, for me, something uniquely punishing to play. It's like a Chinese finger trap. The harder I try to enjoy it and engage with its systems,
Players roll 2d12, the GM rolls 1d20. So it's players favored in the battle dice design, or the basic dice design. Oh, okay.
Huh. That's interesting.
I didn't read the whole GMs only roll a d20, but that's weird. That's very
Yeah,
weird.
it is strange.
Sure. These amount tables are whack. What's wrong with the number price? Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
the more distant I feel from the story and the world. Whether or not Daggerheart is worthwhile, I'm not the final arbiter.
True.
If the market is any indication, I'm wrong. But personally, I'm more interested in the conversation than the sales figures or dunking on anyone. That's why I made this. I had to talk about my personal experience because I'm afraid if it's all accepting and positive and just kind of glossing over the bad
Absolutely
shit,
fair.
we run the risk of suffocating productive discourse. And while maybe I've been a little harsh, everything I've said here is in good faith. I think it'll be interesting to see how
With
a second edition
some caveats.
later down the line
Yeah.
might evolve and incorporate some of the better ideas into something more well thought through and robust. I don't inherently have a problem with 4th edition style games, but Daggerheart needs to find a better marriage between its two competing halves, otherwise it's just like trying to put donuts on a pizza. It just makes both things worse. My honest feelings are, if you enjoy...
Depends.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
If you have a dessert pizza,
Yeah. there you
holy
go.
shit.
more narrativist games, there are many better ones. Blades in the Dark, Dungeon World, Ironsworn, Blade Runner, hell, even Candle Obscura. Those games play fast and slick. And if you want a crunchy game, there are better ones there too. Pathfinder, Lancer, Dragon Age, Savage Worlds.
Okay, so you like crunchy games and you like narrative games. You just like them to be completely separate on the plate?
Well, no. And it's not that it can't be done. It's just that this ain't it.
That's fair.
I mean, RPGs as we know them now, they're barely 50 years old. Books have had millennia, films have had over a century, video games are still pretty new, but they're so popular that they're evolving fast, towards enshittification. Right, TTRPGs though, they're having that same boom now that video games had in the 90s. 30 years from now, they'll be unrecognizable, and I intend to be a part of that.
Right. You sound like a fucking lunatic. You worked on that game again today?
No, I was, making a video.
Okay, because I can hear you talking to yourself.
You know, I was gonna ask people to be cool in the comments, but at this point, I don't even know if that's fair to ask. But hey, if you stuck around and watched this long, I just want to say thanks. This is the longest video I've ever made, so I wouldn't blame you if you didn't make it this far. But since you are here, and you're clearly interested in RPGs, I am running some games in my system. Every Sunday, I'll be doing little one-shots on my Discord, things like horror, game shows, fantasy SWAT, all kinds of little things like that. Cool. So you, viewer, if you're somebody who's looking for a game, message me on Discord at Egregious Games. Anyway, I've got to go to sleep now. Bye.
All right. Yeah. I mean, it's not like I'm totally like the video is fine. I think overall, as something that needs to be out there. I think that you do need a lot of you do need negative videos for sure. Like you need these kinds of things, absolutely. There's a couple of things that I don't necessarily agree with the good faith argument, but
yeah.
But I do understand and agree that this game is not going to be for everybody because of what I have now looked into and looked at and heard about, right? It is I honestly, the conversation about this game, I don't, to be fair, don't run in the circles that talk about it, so it might still be popular enough, right? But you know, so it doesn't seem like it's taken off, and I've seen like 3 or 4 videos. I'm sorry, I've seen more videos that are about how people don't play it than I have about people who go, "This is great."
Ooh,
that's in my searches. So
yes. Well, I mean, if you're searching it, then you know.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I don't know. I could be wrong about the state of it. To be fair. GMs can only act in combat when a player rolls with fear, which means they roll a higher die result on the fear dice. Otherwise, it's possible that the GM could not act if PCs roll with hope, unless the GM spends fear points, but the book suggests that the GM asks the players if that's okay to do that, much like it tells the GM to ask the player for permission to kill their character. So, to a degree, you're wrong, because part of it is to take a quote-unquote golden opportunity. That is their vagary of saying when there is a moment that is dramatically appropriate for them to take advantage of the situation. They don't necessarily have to spend a fear point. Now, is it vague enough that it could be misconstrued that people only need to spend fear points? Yes.
Yes.
Golden opportunity is not a great aspect to it, I would say. I think that it could be a little more clear, but I understand how it works, so I would be fine doing it. But again, I understand if other people are not, right? Again, this system does not seem like it would jive with a lot of people, like I've been saying. So, totally understand if you dislike how that works. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was it. I figured that one would be pretty rife for actual discussion and looking into it. So that's a good one. Glad it was like I was hoping. I suppose that's the first fucking show for year 7.
Yes.
Good job, everybody. You are part of the first of year 7. Wowie, zowie. Yes. That's crazy.
Indeed.
Literally, I had the when I looked at my my fucking YouTube Studio app on my phone, because sometimes I check it. I check it a lot, and and it was like it was a few like last week. It was like, hey, you reached your 6 years. Wow, congratulations! And I went, cool, man. Yeah, I know. I keep track.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know.
Somebody was paid to program that.
That's true. I think I have an opportunity to play Daggerheart. I was actually asked if I wanted to play Daggerheart, and this at least has informed me that I think I will enjoy it. Regardless, it'll be a little, like I said, I'll definitely go do a few things, and we'll probably be like homebrewing some stuff out of it, more than likely, because that's just how things go. But am I gonna want to play it a lot? No.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a one-shot thing here and there, maybe if it ever happens again. Hell, I don't even know if this current thing is going to happen. You know? But it's it's a possibility that I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I'll try it once. But will I try it again? Depends.
Yeah,
you know?
Probably not. Yeah.
Golden opportunity to play Daggerheart? Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah. Nice. But yeah, Daggerheart. The question has been answered. It is definitely a system that does exist.
It seems okay.
Yeah, it seems fine. Definitely not for everybody. Okay, well, that being the case, I suppose I'm going to offer my lovely co-host here to leave if you should desire to.
I'm going to, because I am both hungry and I also need to use the restroom.
Fair enough, yeah.
So before I go, I am off on Tuesday and Wednesday. Do you think you want to do anything then?
I would love to if time and energy permits. Yes.
Okay.
I want to get back to Abiotic Factor real bad.
Yeah, me too. I miss it.
I do.
It's been too long.
Yeah.
I don't even remember where the fuck we are.
We
were doing port shit. I know that.
Yeah, something. I don't fucking know. We'll get there.
Yep. All right. Well, I'll see you then.
Alrighty. See you later.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'd rather get shot with skunk gas than play this game again. Fair. Absolutely fair. That's the thing. I understand entirely if people don't want to Daggerheart, you can play it. Daggerheart, handfuls of fun. That's great. I really like the handfuls of fun because that is perfect for it, I feel. Because it might be that your handful is empty. It might be your handful is overflowing. It might be somewhere in the middle. I love that, actually. That's a great way to put it. I'm gonna. You know what, Timothy? I'm gonna steal that for the actual title of this on the thumbnail when I re-upload the VOD. I'm gonna put Daggerheart handfuls of fun. Oh, I love that. That's so funny. Oh my god. Anyway, you get full credit though. You do. Okay. Um. So, I'm gonna move on to shouting out and shilling. If you are averse to such things, slash just you want to get out of here, absolutely go for it. Get out of here. Appreciate you being here though. So let's move on. First comments though. Comments. Comment. Why is that not showing up? Comments. Hi. Timothy has given us 2 comments. First up, we've got Hello Bros, new lore. Title, Reunited. Cornell was flat on his back in deep thought. He was in a small hut on the far side of the Grung village. The silence was broken by the snapping of sticks. Cornell lifted his head at the sound, his hand slowly moving toward his axe. Cornell, who goes there? Stranger. No need to be scared, I've only come to say hi. I heard you are a king. I am. Come where I can see you. The person entered the hut, walking into a tiny beam of light from the hole of the roof. The face of an elderly Kuatoa can be seen, or could be seen, excuse me. Their eyes foggy white. The usual lavender skin of them looked muted and gray. Cornell, pardon me for saying this, but I had no idea Kuatoa lived to such a great age. Old Kuatoa. I get that a lot. To tell you the truth, I don't know why I'm still alive either. So you heard I was a king. Indeed. The others are all talking about it, but I was the only one brave enough to see for myself. Not many dragons are seen in the swamplands. The mighty black dragon who has held control of this place sees to that. They don't allow other dragons. See you, Full Metal Dragon. Have a great weekend. Have a good week. Mostly, they only let dragons willing to mate us, you see. Only let dragons willing to mate, you see. I see. Or, at the least, the ones they think are worth mating with. Really? Must be picky with their standards. I hope to use them for a project I'm working on. That's why I'm here. Makes sense enough. Gotta be a pretty important project to risk your life. It is. Very much so. Once I can get back together with my lost party, I can make my way to the Black Dragon's lair. That's the other thing everyone is talking about. You got lost friends. May the swampland protect them. And it would be a shame for your kingdom to lose its king, and your soon-to-be son to lose his father. Wait, how do you know about my offspring? And it's a son. Visions are what I'm good at. I can tell a person many things by just talking to them. It all comes to me. And yes, you will have a son. He shall be the oldest. More than one? There will be 2, but just one will be from your queen. How is that even possible? No one else has caught my eye. I didn't say it's offspring you intend to make out of love. It will be out of necessity, for it will be the only way to claim what you seek. Before Cornell could ask more questions, a green grung burst into the room. Dragon King, we have brought your party to the village, or at least we think it's them. They match what you gave us. They wait in the Great Golden One's throne room, to be confirmed. Come. Cornell quickly followed the grung to the Gold Grung's throne room, where Leroy, Star Ruby, General Woodard, and the 10 knights they brought were awaiting. That's all I got. Have a nice day. Thank you. And thank you for the lore. Appreciate it. Then, of course, Timothy again, saying, hello, bros! Got the lore done early this week because I wanted to test copying and pasting. It seems to space out the lines more than I thought, but I didn't want to leave this episode without a comment, so hi, how are things? They're good, thank you. The topic is pretty interesting. I personally think there are not too many TTRPGs. A creator can always make their game different in some way. New systems, new setting, etc. I'll always want more options rather than less. See you guys next time. Have a nice day. Thank you. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm 100% behind that as well. We should absolutely have there's no way that that we would get too many TTRPGs, in my opinion. I really don't think so. But anyway, I appreciate your comments. Of course, if you should wish to comment in the future, please do so, and we'll read it out at the end of the show. And thank you all for being here, of course. For those of you who are still around, appreciate you as well. And for those of you in the VOD, if you're at this point, hi! Hope you're doing well. Let's move on to shilling. Whoa! Okay, so we have a website, TableTalkDND.us. It's over in the description or the show notes, whatever it is, because you might be watching this via the a video podcast on Spotify or something, right? So if you are, hi, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. If you wish to, you can go over here into the Support Us Further tab of our website to see all the things that I'm going to talk about, and yeah, join maybe a couple of things, maybe, or do some stuff. We'll see. I'll tell you all about it. We have a Patreon and a Ko-Fi. Both of these, you can become a table flipper for as little as $1 a month. It's really mostly just to support us. You do get the ability to see things early when I have them ready, / when there's editing streams. I haven't done an editing stream in a very long time, because 1, I'm bad at time management, and 2, there have been a lot of times where I've just needing to get something out, because I'm bad at time management. So, I apologize for that. I also do table flipper only games at times. Hell, there are times where I just hang out with table flippers via gaming on the Discord and stuff. So if you join the Patreon or the Ko-Fi, you can get access to our Discord, become a table flipper in the Discord, get access to that. But you can just access our Discord as well. It's in the description, so you can just come and hang out and chill. See some people with their art, see some people talking about some things here and there. It's very low key, very chill. It's just a place to be, really, if you want a place to be. And if you want to talk about stuff, hey, you can be the first who actually talks about something, because most of us are pretty introverted. Anyway, yeah, little as $1 a month. Thank you goes out to our lovely table flippers, that being Steely, Draco Kraken, and Rick, aka Unirico, at tier 4. Big shout out, big thank yous to each of you for supporting us for literal years. You're closer to supporting us for a decade than you are to not supporting us for a decade, and that's ridiculous to me. Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate it. I'm pretty sure, because I think I started this... Oh, when did I start the Patreon? Oh, geez, I don't even remember. Anyway, a thank you goes out to Crimson Rose as well at tier 2. Appreciate you, thank you. And a thank you goes out to our tier 1 contributor. All of the benefits and stuff are as stated in the things, / other stuff that just might be happening here and there. Depends on if I'm in the Discord or not, all that kind of stuff. It's, again, it's really mostly just to support the show, support the discussion, support the discourse. That was cringy. Okay. We also have a fourth wall shop. You can buy stuff off there if you want to. That's got our dice on it. It's got the new Sunrise and Sin City mat that you can use for your desk. I have this. I know Rico has this. Brogan has one of these, actually. He really wanted one. They're pretty fucking cool. If you want a mat, I would definitely recommend that. You can get us as keychains. I have these. I know a few people do. Our dice are there. Coasters from each of our faces. The Tabletop Crew mug. Good old Jerry the raccoon little portrait there. The small mouse pad that we have. And unfortunately, right now the notebook is quote-unquote sold out. It's only because they don't have access to making the notebooks right now. So if you do want a notebook, you'd have to wait if you wanted one. Anyway, go on there, maybe get some stuff if you want to help support us a little bit. That's up to you. Yeah. Continuing on, we also have the ability for you to donate to us directly via PayPal if you wish to, as well as Humble Bundle. We're affiliated with Humble Bundle. Love Humble Bundle. I just got the January Choice Bundle. Looks like you can get a month off, a month of it for $9 right now. Looks like. Whoa. I think this is probably gonna be gone by the time this goes up. Yes, probably. Regardless, if you get the choice, if you get any of these bundles, like the Doctor Who Audio Adventures, ooh, there you go. Battle Hardened game assets for actual, like, making video games and stuff. So you want to try Call of Cthulhu? It's going to be gone by the time this comes out, unfortunately. So you had your chance. And some other stuff here. Oh, there's a Just Cause one. Ooh. Just Cause 4 sucks. But the rest of them are pretty cool. Yeah, any of that stuff, any of the stuff in the actual store that you can go and get and, like, put the keys in for Steam and all of that. Anything, really. As well as just have, without it being on Steam, you can just download the games and stuff and use them. Yeah, it's all there using the link in our description. We get a little bit of a kickback if you buy anything through that. So go ahead if you want to. If not, hey, no worries. Moving right along, we are also affiliated now with DriveThruRPG, fiction, comics, and cards. So DriveThruRPG is the one that's most in tune with the show. So that's what I'm going to talk about, but the other ones work the same. If you use those links in the website or the link in the description, within 15 days of using that link, we get a little bit of a kickback if you buy something within those 15 days. So you can get whatever you want through this. This is how I get PDFs to people when they win them through Garabingo and stuff. Yeah, DriveThruRPG, pretty good, honestly. You can get a lot of stuff on here for pretty good prices for PDFs and stuff. You can even get hardcover and softcover books through here and all that. And assumedly, you can get the cards, comics, and fiction the same kind of way. I've not had to buy those. I've not really felt like doing so. So I'm not as familiar. But regardless, I would definitely recommend going through and going and checking out their stuff if you have any interest at all with anything to do with any of these topics. And that'll do it. That'll do it for sure. Hi, if you're still here at the end, wow, thanks. Maybe consider liking the video, or if you're on, like, the podcast side, maybe follow us on the podcast app of your choice, or leave us a comment somewhere. You know, come and join the Discord if you want to. Like, you can do a bunch of stuff if you really want to. All of that stuff is free. If you want to do any of that, it's up to you, of course. But regardless, we appreciate you coming by, checking us out. If you're not sticking around, hey, it was good to see you. If you are sticking around, hey, it'll be good to see you in the future, potentially. Come and chat with us. We do these things live, so it'll be cool. Tomorrow, Vampire comes out at 8 a.m. and then at 10 a.m. on podcasting services of your choice. So look forward to Vampire. I'm excited. I like Vampire a lot. It's a narrative-focused game, it feels like, but very mechanically heavy, and it feels like it balances that very well to me. So if you're looking for something that is not telling you that it's narratively focused and works well with the narrative and the mechanical, I would recommend Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. Watch our actual play. It's good times. Sunrise in Sin City. It's fun. Anyway, chilling over. I'm tired. I've got to get this put together so that I can get it up by Monday. So I'm going to go. Oh, it's technically the first today, so really at 8 a.m. today is when Vampire comes out. So get ready, get excited, please enjoy. Anyway, we'll see you later, everybody. We'll see you next week for more of the show. happy 6 years over, 7th year, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.